Hello. Thanks for listening to Sorry, Please Continue. This episode is a very fun one. It's a new theme we haven't done before, and the theme is paranormal. People talking about ghosts and UFOs and shit. Ah, man, this was a very, very fun, very exciting episode. We had Bobby Jaycox on as our guest interrupter on the couch, and Bobby was a lot of fun. He brought a great energy to the show. Bobby's a really funny comic. He does a lot of stuff at the Improv Shop. He opens for a bunch of national headliners. I don't know what specific show of his to plug, but he's a really great comic, and you should check him out. Telling stories, we had Tony Gardiner, Christine Compas, Nancy Spurlock, and Rob T. And all of these are so good. It's, for some reason I assumed Bobby believed in ghosts. Because I assumed that Kenny didn't, and I knew I didn't, so I was like, oh, we'll have a nice balanced mix. All three of us don't believe in ghosts. So, if you do, I hope we're not too critical. But I think we were fair. I don't know, I think we weren't assholes about these stories, because these are just crazy, good, interesting stories that were fun to listen to. Hey, if you want to come see a live show coming up on June 27th at the Heavy Anchor in St. Louis, Missouri. That's our next show. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to have to miss that one because I have a stand-up show that night. But Amy Milton's going to be filling in for me, co-creator of the show. And so that's going to be a really good one. I haven't heard any news about it happening anymore in Cleveland. But I've been talking to people about doing it more out of town. And Kenny and I have been talking to some people about doing some video segments. So that's going to be super fun. Just keep your eyes out, I guess, for updates from us. What is that? That's not an expression. But hey, like the Facebook page, check out our website. We'll have more information for you soon. But thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoy the show. Sorry, please continue. Hey everybody, welcome to Sorry, Please Continue. Yay! I'm gonna wait until this buzzing calms down a little bit.
What's that hum, man?
I'll back this
Am I
up.
doing?
It's the Killer Bees. Oh, it's Wu-Tang Clan.
Y'all
Nobody
hear that?
knows who
It's
Wu-
terrible. What is
I
that?
know. It's a little bit.
It's probably
okay.
our fault.
It's no one's fault.
It's from a pacemaker, man.
It's a ghost. Hey guys, the theme is paranormal. You guys excited for that?
Guys, give it up for the fucking Heavy Anchor. If this is the worst thing that happens tonight, still the best bar in the city. What
Oh my
did you
God,
say?
it's
What did you
amazing.
say?
right.
Oh yeah, we can just turn off the monitor. Yeah, we didn't think about. Josh
he's-
is very smart. He's
Josh
one of
is
the
like-
owners here.
Josh
Give it up
just
for Josh.
fingered it into submission. He's like, "You like that speaker? Yeah, I'll put my fingers in you. Shut you up."
Eat it,
What?
bitch.
So hey, if you haven't been to this show before, here's how it works. We're going to have storytellers come up here and tell stories about a theme. And this month the theme is paranormal. So ghosts,
One woo.
maybe UFOs, I don't know. Maybe someone met a Jedi. I don't know what counts as paranormal.
A Jedi paranormal.
Jedi count as paranormal.
If you met a
Oh
real
my
Jedi.
God! You scared the fuck out of me, Luke Skywalker. I thought you were a ghost. That's just Yoda.
Ghosty is.
and then we're
They
going to be
look
doing
ghosty.
And then we're going to be doing this on the couch during the stories. So
Interrupting. It's in the show.
so over here, let's get up for my co-host Kenny Kynes, everybody.
Yay!
Joining us on the couch, very funny stand-up comedian, improviser, does a lot of stuff all around town and all over the country. Let's get it for Bobby Jaycox.
Yay!
What up?
And I'm Jeremy Hellwig. Hey.
Yay!
So do either of you guys have any stories about anything paranormal or anything?
I don't have any paranormal stories because I don't believe in the paranormal. But if you count all the women that have ever ghosted on me over the past 5 years, my dating life is a Indian burial ground for the most part. It took me a month to think of that. The minute we came up with the idea for this show, I thought of that joke.
And then earlier today, you probably dug through a notebook. Where did I write that down?
I wrote it in 7 different ways.
That's cool.
No, I don't. I don't have any
believe?
ghost story. I don't believe in ghosts. If that because they're bitches. That's all I got.
You just go, oh, okay.
That's literally all I have.
I thought you were talking about the girls who ghosted on you. They're like, they're
No.
bitches. Okay.
No, they probably made a good decision.
With that hat, I think they made a terrible decision, Kenny. I think you look great.
I've never dated
Exactly,
Kenny.
man.
I'm judging without trying it.
I've attempted to date Kenny since we started doing stand-up.
I know.
I was like, hey,
Just
man.
did not work out.
A lot of people in the audience don't really
So I
know
bought
any of
this
us.
hat.
This is fun. All right. Yeah, I also don't believe in ghosts. Like I like like we were talking about. I like stories. I like hearing them and I like exchanging them. But like I've never seen something, so it'd be crazy if you do believe and you've never seen something. Like what? That's weird. That's so weird. Ghosts are real, and I've never been freaked out. That's crazy.
But that's how religion works for the most part.
No, you the Holy Spirit touches your tongue and you're like, ah, and you're like, oh, there's God right in my mouth.
That's totally how it works.
Yeah. No. Which speaking of God, the only I'll tell you guys this. This is not my story, but whenever like we said paranormal, the only story that I've ever heard, like I did go to a haunted house once, like not a haunted house, like a house where they were like, here's spectrometers, you guys can measure the ghost stuff, and we went in one room and it peaked, and I shit my pants, like I lost my mind with a bunch of other dudes and one girl, and I was like, I don't even care if I never have sex again. That was scary. It peaked. But the scariest thing this is the scariest story I've heard that is not true. But everyone in the house thought it was. So my grandpa is a deacon in the Catholic Church. That's like, I don't know what that is.
It's like being a teacher's assistant.
Yes,
but for church.
Yes. So fuck. What is that? Okay. It's like. So, because he was married at one time, he wasn't like, he's like, I fucked before. And they're like, well, you can only fuck little boys. So, just hear about that? Did I just enlighten you on what the cat, okay. But no, so whenever he was actually about to do his vows, that night, he lived there, and it was him, my grandma, my aunt lived with him at the time. She was older, and she had a kid, and my cousin, they all lived there. So there's like 4 people in the house, and that night, before he was going to take his oath, my aunt and cousin swear to God that they heard the devil's hooves walking up and down the hallway. And when I was a kid, I was like, that's fucking crazy. But then when you grow up, you're like, wait, so the devil's trying to stop like a JV coach? Like, he's going to spend his night being like, oh, open up this motherfucking door. Like, I don't even know.
Also, is the devil a centaur in this
That's
version?
what they think. Well, like, the devil, like, with, like, the horns and, like, I think that's a pretty common devil. Is to not have just man feet. I think he has, like, goat feet. Is that a weird devil? Most movie, I don't know. She goes, that's the devil. And I can't tell if she meant the devil or me. She goes, that's the devil. I have seen the devil, and it is that BJ boy. All right. My initials are Bobby Jaycox. I guess that's weird. But yeah, I don't believe in ghosts, so come up here and prove me ghosted.
I don't really have any. Well, we went on a haunted tour of the Fox earlier this year, and it was cool seeing like
Hamilton
the inside of the Fox. And apparently, because it's like an old building, and like people have been murdered there, like before
Nobody's
it was a
been murdered
theater.
at the Fox. Somebody got
Before it
murdered
was
at
a theater.
No one's been murdered.
A bunch of people have been murdered outside of the Fox.
Yeah,
on Grand.
like a lot,
That's just crime.
Yeah, you're
You
just
know what I mean?
yeah.
But the thing, like, I was like, this is interesting, and then people would be like, we've got these devices that measure ghost stuff.
Spectrometer.
It was a carbon
And
monoxide
they
tester.
go off. Ghosts are particularly strong where there are strong magnetic interferences. And I was like, you mean your device goes off when there's electromagnetism? And they were like, no, there's ghosts. I was like, okay, whatever. But the one thing that
Listen, you're not getting your $12
Ghosts
back.
are
all right?
electric. Boogie woogie.
But though the one thing that actually scared me for a second was this guy. We're down in the basement area, and this guy's talking about how there was this ghost there that had imprisoned these like child ghosts, and like these other ghost experts came in and like confirmed that he was there and had these like child ghost slaves. And it was like such a crazy story. I was like focused on him.
They were in the basement making ghost Nikes.
Yeah, basically.
I've never seen a ghost, let alone like people putting down other ghosts like you're a slave ghost. That's crazy.
But he's telling the story And then suddenly there's this loud voice behind us, and it's a different storyteller standing in the shadows making a dramatic entrance to talk about like his experience with the ghost. And it was I don't know, it was worth the money. It was super interesting.
That's awesome.
I don't know if I saw any ghosts.
I don't think you saw
I don't
any
know
ghosts.
if I saw any.
No, I don't.
It's like girls. I might have come. I don't know. I might have saw a ghost, or maybe it just tickled. I don't know. Maybe it was just too much electricity around me.
Hey, you guys ready for your first storyteller of the night? So make some noise for Tony Gardiner.
Hey!
Yeah. Tony.
Tony.
What's going on, guys?
Anthony.
I actually I've done that exact Fox tour a couple times.
Did you
It's a
almost
fucking
die?
scam.
Yeah, no,
Did you
totally.
get
Kenny.
season tickets? You had to get season tickets at the end.
Here's the thing, Kenny. The regular tour of the Fox, I think, costs the same amount of money, and you see all the same shit. But then they also
Why am
talk
I the
about
only
ghosts.
person who doesn't give a
I
fuck
mean,
about
it's
the
worth
Fox?
doing.
I know.
That's cool.
The Fox needs a
I don't
fucking
know.
union. That's what they fucking need.
I mean, my story is actually about going. I started out on going like random ghost tours, and then my ex-wife used to go on actual like ghost hunting things, like stay the night in a couple different places.
Your wife just wanted to get out of the house, right? That's pretty much all it was. I'm going ghost hunting.
Yeah.
I
Most
mean-
girls are like, she
Why
took me
are you
to a
wearing
cooking
heels?
class. Yeah. Let's get spicy. Let's go see a ghost.
Yeah, let's go find something fun.
We're hunting ghosts, bitches.
I don't know. I never really believed it much. I personally was a skeptic most of the time. Like, I stayed the night at the Jefferson City prison, like the Missouri State
So you were
Penitentiary.
arrested, is what you're trying to say. Right?
Yeah, but the next day, when
Only
a
you
ghost
can turn
thing-
into a
Crimes
I
against
was
ghosts.
staying there. Listen, that DWI
I
was not
took a
on me.
nap there once.
You were arraigned.
But I don't know. I've done some stuff in Alton, like ghost hunting and shit like that, down in the Landing.
The only
I've done
ghost
some
in
stuff.
Alton is the economy. Fuck Alton! Fight me.
You're actually quite right. That was the cheapest thing I've ever done too. Walking around Alton and being like, "Is there a ghost over here?" Nope, just another biker bar.
You know, just the
That's,
Chamber of Commerce.
Just let's check the night at the Columbus Hall next, guys. No, okay. So I was a skeptic and stuff, and I still did this for my wife. And yeah, she left me, bucket.
Yeah.
At the ghost thing.
Yeah, she
That's
left him.
so mean and scary. Bye.
I only brought you here as a representation
In life,
of our
less scary.
There was
relationship.
Sorry.
there was one experience I did have though that was like kind of make me really rethink ghosts and be like, maybe.
That should never be a sentence anybody ever says.
I kind of like I don't know. It was something I can't really like.
I gotta rethink ghosts.
Yeah. You never expect that. In your
Normally,
life.
it's I gotta
Sometimes
go
you're-
to AA.
Hi, my name is Tony, and I believe in ghosts.
Yeah, I saw a ghost. No, I was just drunk.
I was just. There's this place in Ditmer, Missouri, called the Morris Mill Hotel.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
I'll take
totally.
your word for it.
They call it a hotel. It's actually the size of like a decent sized house with like 20 rooms, and like the hotel rooms are like you can fit like 3 of them.
They
on
call it
the
a
same-
hotel. It's like a big house with 20 rooms in it.
No, they're
That's what
small
that's what
rooms.
a
It's
hotel
like,
is.
you can fit like a twin bed and a table, and that's it.
That's still a lot of
That's a
fucking rooms.
closet.
If you put that on Zillow, it'd be like 20 rooms. What the fuck?
So this is just a house with a lot of walls.
Okay, here's the weird part is when I went and stayed the night there, they were doing a bunch of renovations, so they took down like all the walls but studs, so you could see through it all, and it was
A
that
lot
was
of hot
kind of fucking
dudes.
crazy.
So
All right,
you
let's
felt
go.
like a
Where's
ghost.
this-
You're like, I'm
is this
walking
place
through the
all
wall.
Through walls, something like that, yeah. But it was a cool experience because it was just really old and a lot of history. That's really why I got into ghost hunting, is because like there's a lot of cool history. You know,
You
like-
can get a history degree. I mean, it's basically the same thing, and it's real.
Do you know how much cheaper it is to go ghost hunting?
I don't know. I've never done. I don't have a history degree or have done ghost hunting.
When
It
you
could
go to
both
reg-
cost them-
I've done ghost hunting.
When you go to regular historical sites, they're open during the day. You don't have to stay up all night.
no.
Yeah, but
Actually,
like,
ghost hunting is just trespassing.
a little bit.
If you think about it, and maybe that's why you ended
Yeah,
up in
but-
Jefferson Prison.
Yeah, but you carry around like an EMF thing and like a.
I carry around a
Spectrometer.
copy of UHF.
Weird
I haven't caught a
Al.
ghost yet.
Shit's getting Weird Al in here.
Google it.
So I was at the Morris Mill Hotel, and like they're talking about all the people that stayed there. Like Al Capone stayed there, some shit.
No,
and,
he didn't. He did not go to
As a
fucking...
ghost.
As a ghost.
Why would he come all the way from fucking his vault in New York to goddamn...
Chicago?
At one point,
Chicago, I'm sorry.
At one point, St.
Chicago.
Louis was cool, you know? I mean, it is now still, but like, it was like...
Because it is the
Yes.
syphilis
St. Louis
capital.
is so cool that Al Capone stayed at a hotel in Dittmer, Missouri.
And he never left.
I want to be in the exurbs before that's a word.
Exactly. But okay, so one of the women that worked there was not like while I was there, back when the hotel was actually open. Bertha Graham Gifford.
Not a real name. That's red flag number 1. Go ahead.
Actually, she was
Continue,
one of
please.
the first known female serial killers in the United States.
Oh, look at that. Sisters doing it for themselves. You know what I mean? That's progressive.
Glass ceiling.
Yeah, boom, broken.
Wait
Actually,
a minute. When did she commit these murders?
She died in
When she was
1950.
alive.
She was convicted in like between 1920 and 1930 sometime. She was convicted.
All right.
So like she killed like a bunch of adults and kids with chocolate arsenic that she would just give to them at the hotel. Like she would like douse it in arsenic and be like, "Here you go." And
And people kept
Oh,
coming to
thanks,
that
stranger.
hotel.
people kept coming. I don't
Thanks
get
for
it. Like,
chocolate.
after like
It's funny because a lot of rappers do that now. Chocolate and arsenic is very big in the hip hop community.
is that
It's Xanax, chocolate and arsenic, and Molly. Check out my mix CD. It'll be out. I'm selling it.
chocolate?
It's
and
got a bunch
it.
of arsenic on it.
Arsenic, chocolate, arsenic. Hey.
Hold on. Keep going.
yeah, what
That's all like.
What is the next
Bobby, drop
line of
the
that?
beat.
Tell me
I'm
one
more-
more line.
Chocolate and arsenic.
I'm more of a hype man, really.
That's just a little taste.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So it's like I don't know, like 1 a.m. there or whatever, and we're doing this thing where you take a small mag flashlight, not a big one that has
Flash or flash?
flashlight.
It's a very important difference.
Yes, Mag also makes fleshlights.
You can get a mag flashlight. It's just bigger. All right. Give me one of them big fake pussies. Keep
A
going.
nice wide set flashlight.
Magnum flashlight dudes. Am I right, ladies? Huh?
Sorry.
So you use this little flashlight that you turn the back of it barely on, where it's not really on, but it like will kind of.
So you had a
flash
broken
randomly.
flashlight.
Yeah, right. It sounds complete bullshit, right? But then you're supposed to
It
put it
does.
in a dark room.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Yeah.
Go ahead, though,
And
I'm
you
sorry.
ask questions to the spirits that might be around,
Mm-hmm.
and if it blinks once, it's yes. Blinks twice for no. It sounds so stupid. I know.
Did
Like,
they let him know? Like, all right, okay, so listen, ghosts. All right, so we've programmed it. Okay. 1 flash, yes. 2 flashes, no. Do you understand?
They also had
Okay,
to,
those 2 flashes. I'm just wondering where we're getting
they also had to
confused.
explain to these 100-year-old ghosts what
Yes.
a flashlight is.
Yes.
And what a fleshlight is, actually, coincidentally.
They had to have had those.
Yeah, they
But,
had
I mean,
flashlights
can
in the 20s.
No flashlights.
Is it
Yeah,
any
they had
question, though?
flashlights in the 20s.
Yes! Let's
What
not
do
get
you-
into this. I don't want to interrupt, but they definitely had versions of flashlights back then. Continue.
Could you ask it any question? Like,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on the Spanish-American War? Do you know
Yes,
how many
Kenny.
flashes
Yes,
that
Kenny.
takes?
That is a yes or no
Yeah.
A lot
question.
of,
It was Spanish.
That's the oldest thing I could think of.
That's also everything that Bobby knows about the
Spanish-American War is the
Spanish-American
oldest
War.
thing you can come up
And
with.
it was
That's-
American.
That's
it.
the only historical thing I can really come
Dinosaurs,
up with
but no,
on the
Spanish-American
spot.
War. As far as,
Let's try to move forward more than 1 second in the
sorry.
story.
So,
No, it's not your. It's our fault.
Yeah, I booked me.
I'm killing
So
it.
I'm asking these questions, and we're in this room with like weird old toys and stuff like that, and a really old rocking chair, and there's just 3 people in the room, and it's not really going much anywhere. And then see, this is where it's gonna start sounding kind of like stupid ghost story, but there really was this weird chill that went through the room. And, see, and
Some
and,
dude
like-
walking with sunglasses.
the flash. the flashlight thing
My
wasn't really
man!
working until that happened, and then we started talking, and we asked are you an adult, you a kid, and basically started trying to communicate with this ghost.
So
and
you
it was
just
kinda
essentially
going-
were just asking yes or no questions.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you had a yes or no flashlight.
Are you an adult? No.
Everyone
Are
else,
you a kid? No. All right. A teenager. Jesus fucking Christ.
everyone in the room but Kenny figured that out 3 minutes ago.
No, I'm just trying to hammer it home. That's why I keep saying that. It's amazing.
It was amazing, actually.
How tall are you? That's what you should ask.
You don't know what a yes or no question is, Kenny.
How tall are you?
I'm just trying to debunk this whole thing.
So, like, we started asking it questions, and the woman who was like the head of the whole thing is like, are you safe? And like it flashed twice for no. And
Of course,
like,
she's not safe. She's
and
dead.
and then it stopped working.
Oh, it
And
stopped
then
working.
like the flashlight didn't go on anymore.
Oh, my
like you
God.
tried to turn it on and it didn't go on anymore. So like I don't know if batteries died conveniently at the same time.
Family
It
Dollar
was,
bullshit.
right? That's what I chalked it up to. But after that, the night got.
So you had a logical explanation, but you just abandoned it. This is a piece of shit flashlight.
Kenny, I'm telling a ghost story. I mean, there's no lie.
And I'm debunking your ghost story. But go ahead, continue. I'm sorry.
But no, it was just like then weird things started happening. Like we're the only 3 people in this place, and like doors would creak randomly, and like the rock.
Guys!
Oh my God, my thing went off.
There was only 30
Yes
of us
or
in
no?
this room.
Are you a tall or short ghost?
Yes or no? Are you drunk right
Yeah.
now? Yes or no? Do you have hepatitis?
Kenny's
Anyway,
learning.
I really want to know about this ghost.
I went down to the basement at one point where there was like seriously
It'd
the
be
old
cool if
enough
it was a
building.
finished basement.
It had a
This
really
place
nice
is
man
spooky.
cave. It had a man cave in the back.
Beautiful downstairs.
Actually, it not funny, but it had like a slave quarter thing in like the basement.
No, that's still
corner,
funny.
And,
I'm black. I can say that.
I'm
You better be
uncomfortable. I can
uncomfortable,
laugh like that.
and it's this very, very small room, and I walk in, and the door closed behind me,
Uh-oh.
and I about shit myself.
Oh, man. But did you,
And-
though?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
I about, but no.
I'm into that.
So shortly thereafter, I was like, I'm not staying here the rest of the night.
Plus, I got shit in my pants. I'm sorry.
And just like, it was like, I don't know. It was a weird vibe, and the woman's like, do you want to go to the cemetery nearby? And I was like,
Sorry, this is so fucking weird.
let's go to a cemetery.
Do you want to go where everyone's dead?
And it was just, it was just like,
That'll be an extra $15.
we followed this woman to a
I'm
cemetery.
white, and I didn't like that.
And
Touche, Whitey. Touche.
we found the grave of Bertha Graham Gifford, actually, and I did some research. Like, I didn't know she had killed kids, and then, like, I don't know, it all just kind of came together, and for me, like, it was a really real moment for me where it was like, okay, this felt like enough weird shit happened that, like, I got to the cemetery, I found the grave, and like thunder crashed. It was like, what the fuck is going on? It was a weird night, and after that, I was like, I'm done ghost hunting because like that was, even if that wasn't real, it was too real for me to be like, oh, I'm gonna do this some more. Let's.
So you kind of believe?
Yeah, no. After that, I have never been a religious person, but it was like, I don't want to fuck with that.
So wait,
I like how you went from like maybe ghosts are real and God.
so wait,
If electricity's real, you're here.
you did ghost hunting, and you were like, bullshit. And then one time that you started believing, and you were like, no more ghost hunting.
Yeah, no, exactly, yes. Because like at first you think it's just a historical tour, like, oh, this is fun, you know, it's all fun and games. You walk around with like you're saying, like those like EMF meters and shit like that, and
Spectrometer.
Stop. You're just making up stuff. Listen,
let's-
Tony. Now that we got you here, though.
Okay, go on,
Now
go for it.
telling this story,
Yep.
right? And dealing with that and talking through it.
Yeah.
Do you feel that now is the time to confess the murders that you've done?
Yeah.
I mean, those families just want closure, Tony. I mean, here, you know.
I mean, I'd rather just
Exclusive!
Wait till I'm a ghost. I'd rather just wait till I'm a ghost than just be like, fuck with people and close
You ruined the
doors.
fucking
Like,
podcast. Thank you.
Hey, Tony Gardiner, everybody!
Hey! Yeah. Thanks, Tony.
Oh, man. Somebody
Wow.
look up, what's her name? Tony, what was her name?
Bertha something.
Somebody
Kathy Lee Gifford.
Somebody look up. Somebody look
Well,
up.
she's basically a ghost.
Somebody look up Kathy Lee Gifford on Google and see how many people she's killed.
Hey, you guys ready
Just
for your
Trump.
next?
Okay.
You guys ready for your next storyteller?
Yeah!
Make some noise for Christine Compas.
Christine!
Thank you guys. What's up?
What's up? How are you, Christine?
Great.
Good.
So this, my ghost story is from when I was a kid, like 11-ish. So I have a stepbrother that's my same age, and I have a sister that's about 3 years older, and we were at Walmart, and
Yes.
And you saw the ghost of small town America's small businesses.
The ghost of the living wage. Got it.
and I don't know if it was my sister or my stepbrother, but one of them like
You
saw,
can't tell them apart.
I don't remember.
You guys look so similar.
One of them
twins.
had like just heard about Ouija boards and was like really amped about getting one. So we got this Ouija board.
Yeah.
That's where it all starts. So we get
Wait, you bought it from Walmart?
yeah, we bought it from Walmart.
Okay.
A Walmart Ouija
You didn't
board.
find it like in a river.
No, it
Okay.
was not.
That's Jumanji.
But
But also that's true. I feel like they're similar.
we but because we bought it from Walmart, we're like, well, we gotta really spice this beast up. So we took it home. My stepbrother drew like a pentagram on it and some other stuff that we thought was like, this will
Spicy.
make it really good. So
Pour some pig's blood.
Yeah. Let's spice this thing up.
yeah, we smashed some spiders on it. I don't know.
So there were spider ghosts,
This is
but they don't know
animal
how to
abuse.
spell.
I like that either you waited for spiders to crawl on the board or you found
said pig's
spiders
blood?
and then
Reminded me of
smashed
the only
them
thing,
onto
like,
the board.
Spider. Anyways.
I like spiders.
So we get the Ouija board home. We get it all amped up so it can really channel the best ghosts. And this was in the basement of our house. We decided to do the Ouija board, and we were down there trying to like channel a ghost for like a solid 2 hours.
Channels, there's a good ghost.
there was
We
there
watched
was
this ghost again, but I've already seen it. Fuck me. Sorry, guys. Do you guys hate me? Sorry. Spectrometer.
I was gonna say there's no electronic devices in my story. So we go like 2 hours trying to get some ghost action. Nothing. So finally we stopped and.
Oh no! Go.
Come on, ghost, let's fuck.
So then we're all sitting there talking, and as we're talking, then we look over, and the little Ouija board thing had started to move on its own. We weren't even around it.
Oh, little did
This
they
is-
know the foundation of their house was just not level.
This is how I was like, oh my gosh, this is so real. So then we're all like, what? And it just moved like slightly, and we all debated for a while, like, did that really happen? But we all saw
Masturbating.
it, and so we all agreed that it did happen. So then we went back
We
to
can
try
all
and-
agree, whether it happened or not, that it did.
It did happen.
We can also agree that we're all 11 years old, right?
I was 11. My sister was like 14. So
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of old to be like that. That thing just moved a little bit. It was the wind. Also, I fuck a lot because I'm 14.
all of us were fucking. No.
I didn't. I wasn't fucking at 14. I was too pure. Look at that. He was so shocked that I wasn't fucking at 14. He dropped his drink.
He stood up.
Kenny,
to
you
drop
weren't
his drink.
fucking
He
all
was
the
like,
time. Look at those fucking shoulders.
So we go to the Ouija board and we put our fingers back on it. We're like, okay. So then we start asking, like, is anybody there? And it moves over to the yes. I don't know if it was a yes or a Y. I think it was actually a yes.
I don't know if it was the yes or my cousin. I literally can't tell. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Christine. Please continue.
So we ask it, is anybody there? It says yes. We said, what's your name? And it spelled out Bob. And we're like, oh, Bob, okay. So we asked, we're like, how old are you? And it did 38.
What? Come on now. A 38-year-old ghost.
A 38-year-old Bob, they all die.
Wait, hold on. What about 38 and a ghost? is weirder than if it had been any other number.
It's such a specific number that a 38-year-old dude named Bob would be out trying to ghost fuck. And I don't know why. That's popped in my head.
The ghost fucking thing is your thing.
I just can't imagine a 38-year-old dude named Bob.
I can't either. That's what I'm saying. They all die.
Well, we asked him. We're like, when did you die? And it just went to 76. And so
Oh,
we don't.
shit.
It could have been 1970. It could have been 1876.
bicentennial.
We don't know. What?
I said the bicentennial.
It could have
Oh.
been just 76, like in year
Yeah.
0,
It could have been.
6.
Yeah. That's
So-
also true. That's also very true.
So then,
If we're
He could have died in 2076. Maybe he's from the future. A future ghost.
could be. I don't think that's
that's
how
a
it
dope
works. I don't
story.
think that's how it works. So then we asked Bob where. I don't know if we asked where he. I don't think we said where do you live, or we said, do you live in the house? And he said yes. And then we said where, and he spelled out stairs. And so we were in
Harry Potter.
I didn't watch it.
He lives
He
under the
wasn't in
stairs. Sorry,
Yeah.
everyone in here is old as fuck.
So, so we were in the living room in our basement. My older stepbrother had a bedroom in the basement, and in his closet was under the stairs. And so he wasn't home then. So later he came home, and we're like, "There's a ghost named Bob that lives under your lives in the closet." And so this stepbrother, he really liked to fuck with us. And so he immediately was like, "Oh yeah, I know. He already claimed like he knew him and everything." And we were like, "What?" So my stepbrother Jason. Okay, so Jason had a round bed.
What? Hold on.
What the fuck? I have never seen a round bed in my life.
It was so good. It was great.
This is the weirdest
Spun and he
detail.
was like,
I've been trying to suspend disbelief this entire fucking story. But then you try to drop that somebody had a round bed in
You put
whatever year
quarters
this was.
in and it spun.
Sorry,
They just
Queen
wanted-
of England.
They just want a bed that takes up a lot
That's
of
the
space.
wildest
What?
thing.
Yes,
for real.
basically, it took up most of the room.
You're
my
talking to
grandma
a ghost, and I'm like, no circle beds.
My grandma was
No
an
way.
antique dealer. That's where we got this circle bed.
Did he also
from.
have a Camaro?
Straight out of the 70s. So then we go into Jason's bedroom. Okay,
This place
Jason.
says fuck machine.
Jason had a strobe light that he had under his bed. He had like lava lamps along the headboard.
Just in case he gets attacked by somebody with epilepsy. Just right there.
So his parents gave him a round bed, and he's like, "Let's just lean into it."
Basically.
You
He's
all
like,
believe
"This is me now."
I would look stupid if I didn't have lava lamps and I had a round
He
bed.
buys a fucking teenage leisure suit.
You all believe in ghosts? No. Be cooler if you did.
Nobody gets that.
That's from Star Wars.
Well, so we all go into Jason's room, and he turns on all the lights, the strobe light, the lava lamps. We do the Ouija board on the circle bed, and
And the first answer was, "Are we on a circular bed?"
yes.
Ouija board on the circular bed, and I didn't really get it. Sorry, I'm just having this circle bed is blowing my mind because I honestly don't believe in ghosts, but I really don't believe that circle beds
Yeah.
exist.
I believe in circle
Where do you
beds
get
even
sheets
less.
for a circle bed?
They're
You gotta
custom-
get 'em
How do you put it
custom
on?
made.
You have to
Impossible.
custom make them.
How do
yes.
you get
My
it in the
grandma made
house?
them.
Probably easier.
You have to get them special ordered.
You have to custom make
assume.
them.
You gotta cut a
From
regular
China.
mattress.
The guy brings them in on a boat.
You thought
So-
a regular fitted sheet was hard to fold. Circle mattress, you just going around and around that sheet.
I can't find the edges.
So, in the meantime, Jason had like hyped us all up that he already knew this ghost and that it was a bad ghost and we don't want to be messing with it. And all this, I don't even know what all he said, but he was really trying to freak us out about it. So when we went in and we were doing the Ouija board in his room, the first thing we asked him, "Are you a good spirit?" And Bob said yes. And so we're like, see, Jason, he's a good ghost.
His name is Bob. Of course he's a good ghost.
Right?
He's an actuary, probably. Google it. I'm not going to explain how
So,
fucking brilliant that joke was.
but I think it was right as it like went to yes, then the strobe light went out. But none of the lava lamps or anything else did, and they were all plugged in. They were all plugged into like the same power surge thing, and so we were like, "Whoa!" Bob totally did that. Obviously, he's a real ghost. He's got powers. So,
Except over lava lamps.
well, that was the thing. It was clear. That's how he made his statement. He's like, "I didn't turn everything off, only the stroke-causing lights." So, he was a safe ghost. He was a good spirit.
So Bob had a headache from the strobe light.
And I was like,
I think so. So, then we started asking it all kinds of questions. I don't remember what all we asked it, but I was interesting because Jason was dating this girl Jessica at the time, and we asked Bob if Jason was going to marry Jessica, and he said yes.
This is the most 11-year-old question.
Oh my God, we found a ghost. Okay, would you date our friend?
The answer should have been, I'm a fucking dead guy, not a guy that can read the future.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I've been texting Jessica for a little bit.
or
You're
no,
right.
no, we didn't. We asked him. We said it. Yeah, maybe it was. Is Jason gonna marry somebody? And then it spelled out J, and so we're like, oh, he's trying to marry Jessica.
Wait, it spelled out the letter
no,
J?
it just
oh,
said J.
Okay.
It went to J. So what's interesting is Jason and Jessica broke up shortly after that. But Jason today is married to a Jessica.
Oh, my God.
What?
Bob
That's-
was... No. Just a coincidence.
So we
But that Jessica is a ghost.
Oh, my God. There hasn't been a Jessica in these parts in 25 years. Finally, I get to say that and it actually makes sense.
So basically after that, we kind of became obsessed with Bob under the stairs and created a shrine to him in the closet under the stairs.
Wow.
What was on the shrine?
Just some human bones.
There was a metal shelf in there that we covered each level of the shelf with different scarves, and then we had all these
Why do
candles.
you think Bob is in the scarves?
It was.
He's
I
a
don't-
ghost. Ghosts are cold. Their necks are cold. Scarves.
Why'd you give him an Afghan?
They were
then?
like table scarves. I don't know what you call them. They were nice
Like
handkerchiefs.
a table runner?
It was. They were more scarf-like.
Is that what do you call a table runner a table scarf?
Maybe.
I don't
So
know what any of this stuff is.
at the.
It's not a tablecloth. It's a cape too big.
So
Where are my tablecloths? Are these fucking scarves? I'm Bob. Stop fucking with me. Give me a table runner.
Tablecloth is actually a doable solution for a round
I
bed.
know, it is. Oh, shit, that's right.
For
Hey, does
sheets?
anybody here sell round sheets? Because we need sponsorship.
So.
Nope. Okay.
I wasn't kidding around.
Okay, so at the time, I didn't live full time at that house.
I was living half time. Sometimes I was a ghost. Sometimes I was a person.
And like 3 years later, I moved into. Jason had gone. He'd gone left to go to the army, and I moved into that house, and I took that room, and I totally had forgotten about Bob by that point. But I opened.
And the scarves, or were the scarves still in there?
So I opened the closet door, and the whole shrine to Bob is still in there. I'm like, oh my God, Bob! I totally forgot. We kept the Ouija board in there. So I think I was like 14 at that point, and I would have my friends come over, and we would try to do the Ouija board every time. And sometimes it would move. I never really felt like we got Bob on the line again. Like it wasn't as legit as the first time around.
It probably wasn't legit the first time around, but that's just me talking because I'm
It
an
moved
asshole.
on its own, Kenny. We all agreed.
How come? Well, I mean, if you had a Ouija board and you got Bob scarves instead of proper tablecloths, I would think that Ouija board would say something about those tablecloths at some point. You know what I mean? Just like, hey, man, go to Rothman. $25. You know what I mean? It's the afterlife. I've been here for countless ages. Can you just take care of me? That's
But
what I'm.
I have been
That's
checking
Bob.
the Rothman
That's the
prices.
best Bob impression I can fucking do. I'm sorry. It's very hard to get his dialect.
It is.
It's a lot to spell on a Ouija board too.
I'm
Everyone-
Those kids'
hands-
arms are getting tired. It's like, oh, who's
But-
taking notes?
Where do commas go? It's like a hashtag tweet. What is this?
Was that a semicolon on this board?
Thatcher die. What happened?
I will
did it.
say there was one other incident like when I was
How do you Ouija a participle? Ah.
You just spell it out. It's just a word.
So there was one other time with a Ouija board where there was some, I think it was me and two of my other friends, and we were convinced that one of their boyfriends was cheating on her, and we asked.
So he was.
Bob, kill him.
There's your answer. He was cheating on her.
Yeah.
What year was this?
I don't know. It was 14. So it was like 20 years ago.
2002.
Okay, that's not 2002.
So as kids, you couldn't hire a private
1997.
eye, so
We
instead you
couldn't, so
turned
we
to
used our
the
Ouija board,
ghost.
and it spelled out when we asked it. It just spelled out cheat, and we're like, oh, Tony's totally cheating.
Was he?
He was.
Oh my God, he was right.
Bob. That's
Oh
crazy.
no! Wow.
That's pretty much it.
Christine Compas,
Christine! Bring that Ouija board next time. That's awesome. Somebody bring a Ouija board up here, please. Does anyone have a Ouija board?
Was it worth it? No.
Hey, you guys ready for your next storyteller? Let's make some noise for Nancy Spurlock.
Hey,
Nancy! You dropped my lighter.
Wait a minute. Whoa, what? We gotta bring.
Whoa, gold chair. Whoa, we got a good story for you
There
guys.
are props.
I don't know. Some people have a back injury and don't want to sit on the stool.
Oh, all right. Well,
No.
then you should have said that.
I don't know if that was confidential.
No, not
I know.
until now that you said it. That's not what confidential.
This
I
show
said
is
I didn't
not
know.
insured or bonded.
Hey, Nancy, how's it going?
Hey, Nancy, what's up?
Nancy, how are you doing? You look great in that chair. And totally as normal as a stool. Awesome. Good to see you.
Yeah, thanks for providing that.
Yes, we're here for you.
No problem.
So I have what I don't like to call a story. I'm going to tell you what happened to me.
Uh-oh.
And
I feel like we should turn our mics off.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you what happened to me, but it's...
This sounds like the narration of a movie. I'm not
I
going
know
to tell you
a
what happened.
story, I'm a writer, and I always feel like a story could be fiction or nonfiction. So
Okay.
I'm going to tell you what happened.
Okay.
So I was 16, which was 35 years ago.
Okay.
It's a Ouija board story.
Okay.
And
all
it
right.
was
Same one?
Bob.
Different one.
No.
We're going to return this to Walmart, and maybe someone will find it.
So it was 35 years ago. I was with my best friend Pam. I was 16. She was 17. And one summer, it was the summer of '83, we took this Ouija board with us everywhere. Like
This
my
honestly
best
sounds like
friend.
lyrics to a John Cougar Mellencamp song. And I love America so much right now, just so you know.
Just because there's dates and locations in it.
I was with Pam. We had a Ouija board. Corn. I don't know.
So we went
The band.
all summer with this Ouija board. We took it with us everywhere like it was our best friend. And it was moving, like it would move very quickly.
While the car was driving, right?
Yeah.
You
I
would
can-
come home, and he's like, I'm getting out of this apartment. The Ouija board's like, I'm moving to another city. I'm going to find myself.
He was constantly asking you if you had any extra boxes.
Anyways, so the Ouija board would move by itself.
So, so as summer progressed, we'd taken it to a graveyard, not an Indian burial ground or anything, but a graveyard.
Oh, okay.
We didn't want to pay
Good.
the
We were about
extra
to
fee.
say, like, that's the end of our show. We're not talking about that.
Yeah, just
We
a
didn't
white
have
people
seat.
graveyard,
Yeah.
which is probably on top of an Indian burial ground.
Well, he had said earlier about that. So, and this guy came out of really nowhere with a shotgun and ran us out of the graveyard. So that night, Pam and I went to her house and we got into a fight because the Ouija board was moving so much on its own. We started accusing each other of who was moving this.
But also, before we move forward, we know that the guy with the shotgun who drove you out of that graveyard was not the bad guy in the story, right?
It was Bob.
I know it was Bob. I just because he had a shotgun and lived in the
Bob
graveyard.
really was bad. bad.
He was the hero of this story.
You goddamn kids, I'm gonna kill you.
Get out of my graveyard.
I am a grave.
It's not a sanctioned graveyard.
Yeah, so we went back to her house, and we were in her basement, and we said, okay, we're going to solve this mystery now. And we decided to get a Scrabble board.
Wait a minute. That's two different things.
No, they both spell words. They're the same thing.
Listen, fuck this Ouija board. Let's play Scrabble, and whatever words we get, we'll live our lives like that for the rest of the
You decided whoever's ghost gets a triple word score first is the real ghost.
That's right. I'm a wordsmith. So we flipped a coin, and I was chosen to select a letter out of the Scrabble game. But we had flipped everything over, and we mixed it up. There was no, oh, you hid that over there kind of thing. And I selected the letter, and I picked it up. We had rules. You couldn't touch underneath it to feel it. So I put it out on the floor next to us, and we asked the Ouija what that letter was. And that slid immediately to the letter S, and that Scrabble piece popped up 4 inches in the air, like a piece of popcorn, flipped over.
Wait, like a piece of popcorn? What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Like
When
when
does
it's being-
popcorn just go?
When it's being popped in the microwave.
So in the transition,
Not just
okay.
sitting in front of
Anyways.
you.
In the transition from kernel to pop,
Exactly.
that's what happens. Not just when you're eating popcorn and you're like, it goes.
Yeah, right.
It plumped up like a hot dog. Hot dogs don't get bigger when I'm eating them.
The popcorn is becoming its true self. You understand?
Yeah. So it jumped up off that floor, and it flipped over, and it was an S, and we jumped up and ran up the stairs, and I never went in the basement again. I never touched a Ouija board for 30 years.
All right. Thanks, Nancy. Hey, listen. If you need...
That was your friend's basement?
Yeah.
Okay, because it was your
So-
basement. I'm gonna be like, how did you never
No.
go down? Your
I
mom's
just
like,
never got the broom
do
one-
the
I never
laundry.
get-
Your mom's like,
Okay.
do the
Who's gonna
laundry.
get
You're like,
the
there's
kegerator?
ghosts.
So, all right, what happened after that?
She burned it.
She burned the Ouija board?
Yeah.
Or the Scrabble board?
No, the Ouija board.
I think
Did you
they're
ever
both
play
haunted.
Scrabble again?
No.
Okay.
I didn't go back in her basement after that. It was terrifying.
But did you, it didn't spell anything else out?
No, it had been just moving so quickly all summer, and it got progressively worse. And after we went to the graveyard, it was really hot. So, yeah.
It was really hot.
Yeah,
What
like
do you
it
mean?
was
You're just
on
like,
fire.
I can't even touch it. This fucking thing's moving so fast.
Pretty
I want to
much.
buy
It's
this Ouija
creating
board
friction on the top of the Ouija board.
mixtape.
That's the correct pronunciation. I didn't want to keep correcting everybody. It's Ouija.
OUIJ. Triple board score.
WAJ. Exclamation point upside down. YJ.
What the fuck are we talking about? I
Well,
lost.
honestly, well, here's the thing. I'll be honest. Right now, Nancy came up here so gun ready that I don't even want to question her story because she'll be like, yeah, it did happen. And then this, and you just came up here so gung ho that I don't even want to put a hole in any of your story because you burned the Ouija board, so we couldn't ever
Yeah, we couldn't.
Yeah, we
now-
can't go
test
back
it
and
again.
double check.
And I'm sure that when you burned it, it was extra hot.
Right? And it's like now we can't even get the Ouija board side of the story. You know? What was the Ouija board trying to say?
S.
S.
Save a lot on round bed sheets.
That's right.
And now we're missing out. You know what I mean? Or her brother's missing out. Either one.
Yeah.
So did you say you have 2 short stories?
I do.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So
I thought that was it.
I have had a lot of things happen to me.
Tell them all.
Yes,
go.
let's keep going until I'm like, that's real.
All right.
Nancy, I love you. We know each other for a long time. That's just. I mean, there's no. Anyways, keep
That
going.
was situational.
Well,
That was
He didn't know what
That
you
was
meant
very
by
situational.
popcorn, and so he's still processing
I know.
that.
I agree. The popcorn kind of got
Honestly, if anything happens, that's fine. But a Ouija board is magical. But for it to make another game magical,
it was terrifying.
He's got a very
Like
good
you're
point.
like, okay, if this we're gonna put Monopoly next to the Ouija board,
Baltic.
and then your house gets foreclosed on, and you're like, oh my god.
4 days later, you're on Parcheesi. When will it end?
Yeah, I took Emily, my daughter, to meet Pam, my friend, and she recounted the story exactly that happened, how everything happened. It was
You pointed like she's here. Is Emily
yeah,
here?
Emily's here.
Emily, is this all true?
Is this true? Wait, she wasn't there.
That sounded like not a yeah. That sounded like a yeah. I love my mom, and she's currently
that
on
sounded
stage.
like the people on stage are calling me out, and I wish they wouldn't. Yeah.
It's okay. Sorry.
No,
she
I was
brought
really
up Emily.
bummed too because we were having so much fun that summer, and then it was bizarre. Like you put your fingers barely on it, and that thing was just scooting
How
everywhere.
far were the Scrabble tiles away from you all when you did this?
We were sitting on the floor, and the board was on the floor, and it was right next to me, and I just simply lifted it out and put it on the ground. We asked it what it was, and it went straight to S, and it just went and jumped up and flipped over, and it was an S, and we just
It flipped. It flipped on its and landed on.
Yeah.
So, whoa,
It flipped over and revealed
dramatic!
itself.
What a closer, Ghost.
It was crazy.
I like how
S is like
people
isn't it
keep-
like the most
people up here
popular?
keep figuring things out 5 minutes after they were said. I'm next. It happened to Kenny. It
Somebody
happened to
get
you.
on Google.
It's
Wait.
gonna happen to me.
Somebody get on Google and find out the last time the poles flipped. Like the day. That's probably what it was.
Last time the what flipped?
The poles,
That's not what
the magnetic
happened.
poles.
Yeah, for the wood pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
I'm sure there's metal in the
the
ink.
magnetic poles are fucked up, man.
That's funny.
I read books.
No, you. Anyway, all right, I do want to hear this other story because if this the second one, it's got to be even scarier. And if that story's real, I'm freaked out.
I have witnesses on everything, so.
All right, let's go.
Are they here?
Let's get it.
Emily seemed very convinced.
No, but the ones that are, we talk about it. It's mind blowing the things I've seen.
All
so.
right.
Okay, so 3 years later, I was 19.
Just so
and-
you guys know, this is literally 100 times. This is the meanest Nancy's ever been to me. She
Damn.
is so nice.
She is fucking-
When she talks about ghosts, she gets so serious. Every time I'm hugging her, how are you
She's
doing?
taking a hold of your brain right now.
Yeah, I'm scared. Anyway, I feel like a ghost.
It's probably a mix of talking about ghosts and then us being like, like.
You
that's
came on a
probably
comedy
it.
show. You thought we were about to be like, let's go check this out. I'm sorry. I
shouldn't have done that into this microphone.
Please go
Sorry,
on
anyone
forth.
listening at home.
All right, let's go. Hey,
Yeah.
19, the Cuervo
So-
Gold.
I was 19
fine
years old, and
Colby.
I worked at Westport Plaza, and my friend Diane and I worked, and we got off at night. It was at a restaurant, and it was about 3 o'clock in the morning. We were driving home to Collinsville, and
Oh,
we
that's
were-
scary.
I know. It's like, gee, is that the story?
Yeah, Collinsville's scary.
So we
Next
were
time you drive across that river at night. This is the scariest story of them all.
right. So we were. It was about 3 in the morning. We were on Highway 157, which is a rural highway,
The famous haunted highway. Okay.
and there was a horseradish field to the
A
right.
horseradish.
Of us. Yeah.
That's very specific.
Well, that's what it was because.
Kenny, come on.
Anytime,
Come on, Nancy. I'm sorry.
Anytime someone
You're
gives
passing a horseradish field and you're about to see a ghost anyway.
anytime someone gives a detail tonight, Kenny's like too specific. This is
No.
a storytelling show.
That's important.
We were passing a Q-tip. It was probably a sit-go.
The ghost was 38. He didn't say middle aged. What?
You don't expect to hear a horseradish farm in any story that you hear. Okay, we'll go ahead. Okay.
Okay,
I'm,
so-
So you
I'm
know
on
it's a
board.
real story because
I'm
it's a
bored.
detail.
we were driving past this horseradish field.
So on the right of us was the horseradish field, which is important.
Okay.
And then on the left was a hill with trees. So we both saw this at the same time and I knew she saw it the same time I did because she slowed the car down. But in the field,
It was a giant horse made of radishes.
that's right.
That's why the story
No.
was important.
In the
Bobby.
field was in the air, and it was the size of a football field. It was like a mercury lake, about probably 300 or 400 feet above the field, reflecting, and it was illuminated, but it wasn't lit like a light bulb. And we saw this thing, and we were like, "What the fuck is that?"
Me, I'm trying to imagine it, and I'm like, what
I'm
the
trying.
fuck is
Yeah.
that?
So it was the field reflecting. So there was just this big lake of mercury of horseradish. You could see it reflecting.
I wish I knew what a horseradish plant looked like. Because I'm picturing all of it but that.
Like when mixed with horseradish.
So by
Burns your
at
fucking
this
nose.
Oh, that's a lot of poison.
so at this
There.
point, she stopped the car in the highway, and we rolled the windows down.
Started filling up all of her thermometers.
love you guys. That's the funniest thing that's been said all night.
Listen, I'll probably die within the next 5 years of old age, but let me have that. All right?
It's the funniest thing
Oh
ever.
my God, you all bring that to my fucking eulogy.
Do you guys have any mercury I could borrow?
I'm trying to think of other Mercury references. and
my thermometer's almost out, and I have to know what my pole
All I
feels
can-
like.
the only
Jackpot!
other Mercury reference I could think of is the Tuskegee syphilis experiments, which I knew would get
that's
Kenny.
horrifying.
Which I knew would get Kenny and no one else.
Read the book Bad Blood. It's very good. It's about the Tuskegee experiments. Anyway, go ahead. Continue.
Anyway, so in the sky
Read that book and then get this one reference.
is a football field of horseradish.
Yeah, it was eliminated.
Mercury. Not
It was.
horseradish.
It was kind of
A little
it
bit of
was
horseradish, she
moving,
said.
Like you could. It was.
So it was
fluid.
reflecting the ground.
It was fluid, and
It was
it
the
looked like
Terminator
Mercury
2
to me.
bad guy.
so we had stopped completely. What?
It's the Terminator 2 bad
No.
guy.
Wait, you said it was mercury, and then you said it looked like mercury to you. It could have been a
Yeah,
mirror.
it
She
was-
didn't
no.
examine it in a lab.
It was fluid.
She's saying it was fluid and it was reflecting
Mercury
the
is
ground.
so specific.
All of them hate details.
I do.
It could have been that ship from Flight of the Navigator, but nobody. Oh,
That
nobody.
was too specific.
Thank you very much. Fuck all these other people. They suck.
So we were stopped in the road. Our windows were down, and we both said, "What the fuck is that?" And it came across the road right in front of us, and it lit up like it had lit the field, but not like a spotlight light.
Oh.
And you could see the field of Mercury, and then as it came across the road in front of us, it became the road. You could see the road, and then you could see the front of her car in it. It was that close, like above us. And so we were like dogs with our heads out the windows looking at this thing, and we were just stunned. And then while it was in the road, it rose up, and as it went up, you could see the tree lines start to come into it, and then it went up above the trees, and it went over, and then she just floored it and got me to my house. This is before cell phones, and I was freaking out. And I was like, you call me the second you get to your house. And then I went and woke my parents up and got in bed with them. And I was like, Dad, you've got to call the Air Force or something. I was freaking out. It's like, what the hell was that?
Let
It
me
was
just get on the phone
terrifying.
to the Air
Hey, Dad,
Force.
yeah,
913.
Skip 911. They're no help. Will you please call
918.
the Air Force?
So wait a minute,
Thank you.
Nancy.
The Navy has more planes, but anyway.
Her dad was the president. It's like, get a commander on the line.
I need this mercury dead. No more horseradish in America. I'm the Air Force.
At any point during this evening, did you do drugs?
No, I don't drink, smoke, or do drugs anyway. But no, we'd been working. We were just going home. We were about 2 miles from our house. And there that was, and I was like,
Have
God
we all
damn
done
it.
drugs? Because sometimes I get nervous people who have never done drugs see the craziest things.
I
I never
haven't
did
seen
drugs,
none of
and
that.
one day I saw mercury horseradish in the sky. So you tell me what
I think
the
they were
DARE
just-
program was about.
I think they were just dumping mercury into that field. And
But
you're-
why was it
Then why
flying
they
with
fly away?
horseradish?
You're basically Aaron Brockovich, is what you are right now.
It was as though, what?
You had your chance and you blew it.
You could have had this mercury. Stupid
Could've
you.
stopped
I'm a
it.
prostitute
So what happened
mercury.
after that? The next day.
For the
like,
sake of...
But
because-
now I'm dating a very rich sky.
Wait a minute.
You
All
brought
right,
up
so
Air
you
Force.
got
Oh,
home.
That's the pretty woman.
Oh, I was so scared.
Hold on.
I thought
hold on.
he said Aaron Brockovich, and I thought a pretty woman.
And you thought a
I
pretty
was
woman.
picturing her being like, oh, huge mistake, big. You could have had her mercury horseradish. Sorry, I
was
only
like-
can
He's like-
watch so many.
I was wondering what you were
He's
talking
like, there's a poisonous chemical in the environment, and you're like, and then they robbed the casino. Ocean's 11, right?
I was wondering what you were talking
My
about.
bad. That was my bad.
But
That
it's
was
also-
my
That
Wait,
is, he
drunk.
knows the actress, but not what the movie is about.
Put her in any movie. Put her in any movie.
Not in any.
What happened the next day, though? Did your dad call the Air Force?
He did.
What'd they say? Get the fuck off this phone. How'd you get this number?
Probably. But I have one more really tiny story that.
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, no.
Okay,
ahead.
so well, I don't like to call them stories because this is just what happened.
Still a
Still
story.
story. Yeah.
Yeah, but story just to me.
I like
sounds
how earlier you said story means it could be fiction or nonfiction, and I
Yeah.
was like, nonfiction. That's what you're saying it is.
Yeah, so, but I know I'm never gonna say you should believe me. I'm just telling you this is what happened. This is just what happened. I was with my parents, so again witnesses,
Okay.
and I was 14 years old.
Okay.
What
Yeah.
about? Okay.
Go ahead.
So we were driving down Route 3, headed south, heading to Kentucky.
Old haunted Route 3, right?
Yep. And there was a berm of dirt, a flood wall,
Chance
kind
the
of
Rappers.
in front of us. And this white van was just hauling ass, gonna pass us right as we hit the top of this floodplain, this flood wall. And you couldn't see over the other side. So if anyone was coming over, we would have had a head-on collision because the way this van was just coming so quickly. And my dad was furious. He was cussing this van. My mom was like, pull over, Wayne. There was no place to pull over. I was screaming because I was so scared. And right as we topped that van passed us, and it disappeared before our very eyes. Yeah.
So it went over the horizon.
It got up to 88 miles an hour.
We freaked out.
It
And I
just-
told this before on another paranormal podcast, Ryan Singer's, and Ryan said perhaps maybe
No
that
plugging.
van was some sort of ghost and there had been an accident there or something, and it was just like,
Wouldn't it be
reliving it
shitty
like
if you die
Groundhog
and you
Day.
come back as a ghost van? Like a ghost conversion van? Not even like a cool van. Not
With
even
a
like
round
the 18
bed in
van. You come back as an Econo van. So wait, it was just a white van that just disappeared?
just a white van. Yeah, it passed us, and we went over, and it was gone, and there was nowhere for it to
that's
go.
sad.
Maybe it was just
Were there-
driving really fast, and then you all weren't
No, we
driving
were
as
right-
fast, and it.
Were there lines of fire where the tires had been?
Oh, did it have like a flaming
'Cause that
horse
would-
head on the
that'd be
side,
the
Were you
whole-
going maybe 87? And
or a
they might
flaming
go a little
horseradish on the
faster?
side?
They're looking for mercury and not plutonium, right?
Oh, were these stories at the same time?
No.
I don't see. I'm having trouble because I can't picture the road and the dam, and there was a hill involved, right?
The thing
Yeah,
is,
maybe they fucking died, and you're
I
like,
think
where'd
maybe
they go?
just-
And they needed your help
Kenny-
because they went careening down a hill.
Kenny,
I'm
does,
trying
Kenny
to-
doesn't believe details, so even
No,
when you
I
give him
believe-
details, he's like, I can't picture it.
He's like, where's the party? You give him
I'm trying
details.
to
He's like, I'm going to be
conceptualize
more
this.
lost.
Because I think it just drove off, right?
No,
it just was
so
driving really fast away
It was
from
like, it's a country road.
So he almost
And
rear-ended you.
road, take me
So,
home.
so he almost
Was that
rear-ended
playing
you,
while it was happening?
and then he got around you on the left
No,
lane?
he was coming up on us on the left, passing us, and right as we started to top it was a floodplain on the
Passing
other side.
you, and then later passing maybe
On.
over.
Yeah, it passed
Same.
on for sure.
But
So
why
it,
would
it passed us, and when we went over the hill too, it was gone, and there was nowhere for it to go. Nowhere. It was gone. It
But
disappeared.
why was
right
it a
before us.
ghost van? I don't understand what's sexy about a ghost van.
I know, but we
It's
we
like
had
a,
to,
like a paper delivery dude died, and it's like I gotta be on Route 3 for the rest of my life, delivering whatever the Kentucky paper
it's the
is.
moving van.
It was a
actu-
moving
yeah,
van?
no.
Oh, it was a rape van. Well, that makes a lot of sense then, because if you're gonna be a
That's
rape
actually a
van,
cool way to get rid
I
of
know
them. They
you
just
gotta be in a
disappear.
hurry like all the time. That's crazy, man. Ghost van.
Yeah, it was. And
Did you
my-
see anybody driving?
No,
you-
I
could you
just
see
saw
anybody?
I just thought we were going to get killed because there was nowhere to pull over,
Mm-hmm.
and my dad was so mad. He was
He should have
freaking
stopped
out.
and see if the car would drive through him.
It was on the
Well,
other lane.
We didn't
Oh,
know it was
no.
I think
gonna
they thought it
disappear.
was going to hit someone head on, and
Yeah, we didn't know it was
hit them
going to
too.
disappear. If somebody would have came over the hill to us, over the berm of dirt to us, and swerved them, it would have hit us.
That'd been a dope story.
No.
Well, we'll track down this van on the next episode.
How?
The
It's
original-
gone,
The next
Kenny.
episode of Sorry, Please
the
Continue.
original name of the
Ghost
first
Hunters.
the original name of the first episode of the show was Spatial Reasoning, and that name didn't make any sense, so we picked Sorry, Please Continue. Watching you guys' faces trying to figure out what she's talking about, even though it's not that hard. Spatial Reasoning.
I
It's
understand
just
what's going on.
ghosts and cars disappearing.
I understand what's going on, but it's a ghost van. and that doesn't sound scary at all. If it was like if it was like being drawn by horses,
What do you mean, like a ghost Camaro
like
or something?
yeah, if it was like a ghost Camaro, you know what I'm saying, like on fire, that'd be like, oh shit, I believe that.
If it was like a ghost hover round or something, that'd
You
be
know, but a
so
ghost
scary.
like
Kenny only believes
a
ghost
white-
stories when they're cooler.
Exactly. This dude was a caterer for the most part. You know where he was going. Man, what a shitty ghost life that dude lives.
Nancy Spurlock, everybody.
Hey!
Nance. Bye, Nancy.
So you guys ready for your last storyteller of the night? Let's make a bunch of noise for Rob T.
Rob!
Hey! What's up, Robert? What's going on, man? Uh-oh.
It's just you taking your time.
know.
This is what?
Is the
You're
quote-
taking your time as the guy that got introduced, and you're like, why are people looking at me?
Leave it. Ghost! Holy shit! Did anybody see that? Did anybody see that? That ghost chair.
I could see on your face that you were like, this is going to actually look kind of cool, and then it fucking topped over.
Yeah, you shouldn't have picked it up. You should have just left it there.
I 100% thought that it was going to be like a cool little moment, like, yeah, you know, but it wasn't. So, ghost.
Or just paranormal in general.
Well, mine's is, I don't know if mine's was an entity or an actual ghost.
All right, it's a ghost. All right. A poltergeist.
Well, mine still kind of follows me now. Like,
Uh-oh.
it does.
Is
Like,
it the game?
no, like sometimes, like, first of all, the one that stands out the most is the Moon Man. Like,
Honestly, this sounds like a pedophile. I ain't gonna fucking lie, but go ahead and finish your goddamn story.
so when I was 5 years old,
Yep.
The Moon Man came in my room.
Lands
Finished
on,
don't you tell.
Finished all my moon pie.
Buzz Aldrin walked into my room.
And if you tell somebody, the Moon Man's gonna get you.
well, I
Also,
named,
get my coat. Get my coat. Get my coat.
I named him the Moon Man
All right.
because of how his head looked. Like,
So you were head
Was it a
shaming him.
full moon, like a crescent?
no, it
Like
was
an
more
waning?
like,
Was it
Waxing?
the
Waning?
moon-headed guy from the McDonald's characters?
no, it wasn't
Was
a
it
half
meth
moon.
and knife? Oh.
No, listen. Okay, so the Moon Man, basically, it was this creepy fucking thing. Like, so
It was the original title of a
I have to tell you about
Soundgarden
my father in order to get to the story.
song. Oh, god damn it. For
And my
real?
childhood and how hard it was for me growing up as a child.
Snore.
I was the moon when I was a kid.
Listen.
No, listen. So
I like how the guys that are like, don't believe in any ghosts. Ghost stories are dumb bullshit. And then he's like, let's talk about my family. They're like,
No!
that's
That's
boring.
bullshit too.
What?
Families, them and vans don't exist. All right.
first of all, my father was there in my life. So I know that's not a shock to you guys, but for me and Kenny, our parents were there.
Whoa.
Kenny and I.
Yes, he was correcting your grammar.
That's literally. I'm just here to affirm all your stereotypes.
Kenny,
our
did
par-
you
our parents were
not
there too.
have both parents?
What?
Did you not have both
I
parents?
had both my parents.
All right then.
And so did Bobby and I.
They don't have to. I mean, they ain't gotta know
But
that. You're
we're
ruining my
different
street cred.
right now.
But it's like stereotypical that we didn't have both parents, but this is two people on one stage that did,
I
motherfucker.
didn't have
Right,
any parents.
right on.
They were ghosts.
right on, Rob.
Anyway, I have to talk about. Let me get into the story. Shit. So
Sorry, you started talking about his heritage. We're
Yeah.
like, what is your family like before I talk about Moon Boy?
To understand my ghost, you need to know Kenny's dad was there for him in his life.
Listen, for you to understand,
Kenny's family originated in Zimbabwe.
is a ghost.
They were part of the Cuckoo tribe.
That's where we
okay,
came
so
better.
Okay.
I mean, we're better. That's all I'm
Are
trying
you
to
offended yet, Kenny? I don't
from the first word that came out of his mouth.
okay, guys. So my father, basically, what my father used to do was he would like buy a house, and you know it would be a fixer upper, and instead of like fixing it up, then moving us in.
He would jam it full of ghosts and have fucking.
No, he
tours.
would move us. He would move us in, then fix it up. You know what I mean? Like, so like,
Where else were you gonna?
It's the reverse Jeffersons.
no, most people.
Moving on down. we just fixed up this house. Let's go down to a new house.
All of the pie.
No, what I'm saying is most people, if you buy a new house that's a project and you want to rent it out or whatever you want to do, you stay in your home that you're already in.
That's correct.
And then you fix that one up, and then you move in that one and sell the one that you're already in.
That's
Not my
that's
father.
another thing that black people do all the time.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to join in with Rob
But
and give you all the black information that you're gonna leave here tonight. We actually have pamphlets after the show if you want.
It's called sweat equity.
It's called The Black Experience by PBS.
But my father would like sell the property that we lived in comfortably and then move into some fucking HUD house like that wasn't even, we would live in the living room like on the floor while.
Was
like,
he turning a profit on these houses?
The old ones, yeah.
Well, there you go.
Well, what the fuck does that got to do with me living
Oh,
comfortably?
Listen, man, if you're going to make an omelet, dude, you're going to break a few eggs.
Is this
You're gonna live in
story?
a couple empty.
Is this story the '90s movie of Casper the Ghost?
No,
I'm
because
pretty sure
this,
that's what they
I'm
did in
tired
that.
of being a child star. Yeah.
this ghost wasn't friendly. And so we moved in this fucking HUD house that was like on the north side.
I won't have you disparage the good name of HUD. Not
First
one
of
more
all,
second, sir.
Ben Carson is over HUD right now.
I know he's a
So-
fucking dick.
So don't tell me about HUD. It's still a
Yes.
shithole.
Well,
So like we
Jayco's
lived in
gonna
this
fight.
HUD house, right? So we literally lived in the living room. Like the rest of the house looked at like.
It's the living room. He's supposed to
But
live
we
there,
shouldn't fucking have to live in it. Like
It's in the name.
constantly.
They
Like
call it the sitting room.
And they had to share one round bed. We each slept in different directions.
The end. And we're
No.
moving on up to
No.
the east side.
my father actually pushed two love seats together, and
Two
we
circle
lived.
beds,
We
that's
slept
what
in the
he
middle of that.
So like 1 1/3 couches.
It was like two pretty long couches.
That's
It's
actually
not a love seat.
No offense, Rob, but that's pretty romantic. I'm not going to lie.
Fuck off, man. Me and my sister and our fucking cousin sleeping in this fucking whatever the fuck this is. Two of those together.
It's an approximation of a round bed.
Oh.
It was about the same size as the shit you're sitting on.
Both of the couches together?
Oh,
That's a
they were-
full-size
it was-
bed.
No, think of two of them. One over here, one over here.
A
Slide
bed.
them together.
Yeah.
A
We
bed.
sleep in the middle.
That's a bed.
A
What are you
bed.
complaining
Dude,
about?
you wake up on the floor every
I don't
time.
know. All right, well, you tried to make it different earlier, and all I'm saying is white parents would not let me move the couches around, and I would have
know.
loved to have done that.
So exactly. You already had a white people, Rob.
It
I
was
mean,
the worst. It was the worst. Like
Your
house
dad's like,
tent
I'm a man.
ever.
I would love to
Put
make
those
couches
goddamn-
stitch.
It was
Put
the
those
worst.
fucking couches together.
It was the worst house tent ever, dude.
Okay, go
Like,
ahead.
So, like, you would wake up on the floor because, like, it was spread apart, like, overnight, and you would just fall through the middle. Like, and someone would be on top of you because they would fall later on, like, through the night. So,
That sounds
Why
like a-
didn't you each sleep on separate couches?
because
We all fell on each other before we realized we were still sleeping.
did you not hear? It was basically a vacant building, and we were staying in one room. He didn't bring like 7 couches.
No,
Why would
you had 2 couches. Instead of people sleeping on each of those couches, you just turned it into a bed that didn't work.
Or just sleep on the fucking floor. Who
That's
are you?
where my parents
Who are
slept
you?
on
Are
the
you
floor.
better than? Wait a minute, for real?
Do you
didn't
not
say that.
understand that,
Oh, my God.
everyone slept in the same area?
Not yet. You're
I
telling the
didn't.
story.
I thought
I
you
don't
just-
understand that. Why would I understand that?
I thought you were being facetious.
No, I'm literally
I thought it was a metaphor.
literally saying
Seriously?
our entire family slept in one room while my father fixed up the rest of the house.
Oh, I thought the bed was the system and the floor was racism.
No.
I like how, seriously, at least like 20% of the show is about a bed or a failed bed.
So finally, my father fixes up some of the upstairs, like basically their room. And our room where my sister and I stayed, he like basically drywalled 4 walls and left the roof open. So it was like no ceiling, like at all.
At all. No ceiling.
No ceiling.
All the way up to the top. You can see God's
No,
ass.
you can like see like the planks and like the roof and like.
So you had a roof though. So
we had a roof technically,
you know what I'm
but
saying?
no ceiling.
It's not really a brother can you spare a dime situation. You know what I mean? You had a roof.
But
When you say there's no ceiling, it implies outside but with walls. But then you're like, but there's a roof, and I'm like, oh, so inside but bad ceiling?
It's just a very high ceiling.
no, there's no ceiling. They didn't attempt to
Man,
put one
you
there.
had a roof. That's a ceiling.
Eventually, it's a ceiling.
A roof
Semantics,
is just
Rob.
a bad ceiling, right?
Semantics. That's what we're getting
Guys,
into right now.
no ceiling. Fuck what they're talking about. 0 ceiling. You look up, you can see the light hanging from a wood beam, and you can see the roof. All right, we're
Rob,
all
what is
together
this?
here.
Is this a roof or a ceiling?
This is a ceiling.
Why?
It's a roof.
Because it's flat. We can't see the fucking beams up under it.
All right, continue, Your Highness. I need a roof.
Those look like beams. All right.
This is the story.
Anyway, guys. So, we got to
Listen,
get to the
if there are
ghost,
any
man.
roofing companies
So,
that listen
okay.
to this podcast,
So he fixed up their room. So here we go. 2-story flat. My cousin stayed next door. I kind of left that out. And it's a 2-story
You
flat.
left a lot out.
it's like, man.
Because-
So wait, your cousin slept next door in the other couch or next door in another building?
In a 2-family, we had a 2-family flat. You know what 2-family flat is? It's like when a whole building is connected together, but there's a door here and a door here. There's an upstairs on both sides, but you guys can't get in.
It's 2 kitchens.
I'm
Either
glad
way,
you
know-
finished that statement because it seemed like you were going to say a 2-family flat is like 2 families living in the same house.
Nah.
You're gonna live 2 families here.
But
That's
all right,
flat.
listen.
That's
all right,
all.
let's
That's basically what it was.
let's fast forward because right now I'm trying to conceptualize that house and I already had trouble trying to conceptualize
He had trouble with a field
her
existing.
car and road and the horseradishes. So let's get to the ghosts.
I'm finna.
All right.
We're
right.
the reason it's not moving forward. You realize that.
Okay, so we have this understanding. The
Take
living
a
room's
detour for
finished.
architecture.
Our room is partially finished. My parents' room is completely finished.
Okay.
The rest of the entire building looks like 1438 Elm Street. Like, literally. So it's like fucking,
It's like Home Alone 2.
no, 1438 Elm Street, Freddy Krueger's house.
Oh, all right.
I was just naming a second
He said
thing
Elm
from
Street.
pop culture that was
I
renovated.
thought that was the White
Excuse me
House
for being
address.
a horror buff and knowing facts about movies. So the rest of it looks like Elm Street. I'm talking like paint peeling off the walls, fucking concrete. You can
Classic
see wood
Elm-
beams.
classic
I can
Elm
see
Street.
my cousins as I walk through, like on the other side.
That's just like that movie.
Like
just like that movie.
So my parents, they used to party all the time. Like cocaine parties downstairs.
Your dad is Eddie Murphy?
Cocaine parties, not parties that have cocaine at them. Cocaine parties.
in a house with not full walls.
That's
So
how
everyone
they
drives by, they're like, oh, the people
Hey, I
doing
know
cocaine
you
right
wanted
there.
to do it off a glass coffee table, but you better learn how to do it off this couch, pushed against another couch.
That's all we got. I just imagine your dad playing the bass for some reason.
We're gonna snort it up this window I haven't installed yet.
Already this story
Between
is
two
Or was that a
horses.
glass ceiling? I don't know.
This story ain't got
Listen.
no ghosts, and it's already 100 times better.
when the cocaine parties were happening, we were already in our partially finished room.
Yes.
Like, but like I said, it didn't have a ceiling, so the steps were right next to like the
cocaine?
party. So
Because you didn't have
Hold
a
on.
ceiling?
What? What does the steps have?
Ceilings
stop.
aren't walls.
At-
You don't.
wait, listen. Let's
Listen.
stop hating on ceilings, all right? I'm tired of you fucking shitting on them. They do the best they can, all right? They can't go
This
anywhere.
is like it's like Hogwarts where things are moving around in the house as we get more details.
no, it's like think of it like this: if the ceiling was here, where this thing is here, if there was no ceiling, so now the steps are behind this, and we could hear everything downstairs.
Listen,
you see
Rob,
what I'm saying?
Listen, Rob,
I got it now.
every level you try to go in describing this thing makes it harder to understand what you were trying to describe.
It's getting to the ghost. So like,
This house has like 9 stories now. For
dude,
some
it was
reason,
a
Eddie
huge
Murphy's
house.
there.
Well, there's no ceiling.
This
Anywhere.
in Kenny's head, this is a Salvador Dali painting.
I literally just see Rick James and the Mary Jane girl snorting.
I'm going upstairs, then I'm back in the basement.
And I haven't met your dad. I don't know what he looks like, but I'm assuming the Mary Jane girls are snorting coke off his ass.
So
That's for me. That's for me.
So the cocaine parties used to happen downstairs, and the reason why I know they were cocaine parties was because the next day we would go downstairs.
There'd be cocaine all over the place.
While my parents were like passed out in their room, and we would see like yellow envelopes with marijuana hanging out and like beer and
So it's like a pot.
white
Beer in
powder
envelopes?
everywhere.
Did you just say there was beer in envelopes?
No, there were marijuana in the
Context clues.
vanilla
Marijuana in
envelopes.
envelopes. Okay.
Yeah.
I
So
don't
we knew it was
understand the
party
Coke
time
party.
the night before. So what would happen is I would go to sleep at night in this creepy ass fucking room.
Best time to go to sleep. Okay.
In this creepy fucking room, and this fucking thing would come. Like it looked like a Annie doll. You know, like those Annie dolls. It looked like one of those.
Like Raggedy Ann and Andy?
Raggedy Ann. It looked like a Raggedy Ann doll,
Okay.
but with a light bulb head. Like,
Before.
Wait, hold on. So
Wait a minute. Wait. Let me.
So it
Jeremy,
didn't look
Jeremy,
anything like her.
Before I
Kenny
forget
first.
this line
just
of
think of
thought.
the Andy face
No.
on a light bulb.
I got
Think
first.
of a scarecrow body
off-
with a
first
light
off,
bulb head.
Everybody think of what Raggedy Ann looks like, all right? And then step back 2 sentences to where he said he came downstairs and found envelopes full of cocaine.
also,
And I'm not a detective, all right? I'm not McNulty. I'm not the bunk.
I have to drink some beer.
But
So
for some reason, I want to say case closed.
second point, picture a Raggedy Ann doll, right? Everything you pictured about it is its face. Replace that with a light bulb. Does it still look like a Raggedy Ann doll?
yes, it does.
Not only does it
Not have
I'm gonna
any of the
add-
distinguishing
No,
features.
just put her.
If you showed me a Raggedy Ann body, I would have no idea what you were showing.
Put her
me.
face on a light bulb.
I'd be like,
The
"There's a
red
weird
cheeks
pillow."
with the fucking
Okay, wait.
So
Can
the
I add-
face is on the light bulb.
the fucking light bulb.
I want to add an
And I didn't know who Raggedy Ann was at the time.
So you knew it looked like her.
Wait.
You figured.
Wait. I want to add an addendum to
I'm
what.
saying in hindsight,
I wanna add
it
an
looked
addi-
like Raggedy
Listen.
Ann.
I want to add an addendum to what Jeremy asked. Imagine a Raggedy Ann doll with a light bulb face, and you're on cocaine. Do all of those things, and the story makes sense now.
I assure you I did none of the cocaine.
You can't really, though.
I didn't do any of the cocaine.
Here's the thing: if his dad's too cheap to get them a real bed in that living room, he's not giving his kids his cocaine.
Right.
He was passed out.
You left it
I've
out.
stolen way less from my dad.
Right?
Okay, so
It's like, we don't got a bed. We're gonna push 2 couches together for the 4 of you.
That's just my fucking cocaine.
have to buy Coke.
All right, so go ahead. So light bulb head, Raggedy
so because he lit up like that, that's why I call him the Moon Man. Because when I look
Moon Man.
because when I look out the window
Come
sometimes,
into
the
my
moon
Man
Raggedy
lit up.
who used to be
house.
a lady, Raggedy Ann, now a Moon Man lady doll.
I knew it was a man because he had these blue pants on like Rick James, and he had like
No, like Raggedy Ann. If you're gonna stick with an analogy, it's her pants.
No,
No,
it could be
these-
Raggedy Ann up top, Rick James down below.
Rob,
That's even better.
Rob.
These pants were leather. Like
Rob,
I could,
Rob.
like, and he used to like come in my room.
And he
like,
says super freak.
like I swear to God, he's
Rob,
like dancing in my room.
Rob,
Like
Rob, listen. At no point in my life has it ever been appropriate to say this, but I will say it right now. Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
I promise you, I can call my father right now and say,
Do it. Do it. I swear to God, if Rick
And
James,
I bet you
God.
he'll
if
tell
the
you,
ghost of Rick
and I
James
bet you he'll
comes here
say
tonight,
about the Moon Man.
He
That's how
says,
you-
Rick, that's the night Rick
Hold
James.
on, we gotta be quiet. We gotta be quiet.
Shh, it's a phone.
He said, that's the night Rick James wore the light bulb helmet.
I swear to God, if your ringtone is super freak, keep it on speaker.
No, put it on the speaker.
Put a
it
speakerphone.
on speaker.
Speakerphone.
Oh. Goddamn Samsung garbage.
I like how he almost put it on the monitor.
He almost put. He was like,
I'm Rick James, bitch. All right, you should answer the phone. Fuck your couch.
Well,
That's all the Rick James I know.
he'll call back. But listen. That's my life, folks. He'll be around. He'll come back. So,
So wait, all right. So Rick.
So
James
did Moo
tried to
Man
attack
say
you.
anything?
no, he never said anything.
He just danced around and left?
Just danced around.
No, he just fucked with me. Like,
Ooh.
Glad you put with
Ooh.
in between that.
That was a very worrisome beginning
that
of
was
the
a very.
sentence.
no, he would come in, like, first of all, my sister would always be miraculously asleep. Like, she never was woke when this fucker came in.
Why is
Like,
sleeping a miracle?
no, because it was like, I'm screaming, like, oh my God, he's here. And like, and he would like, first he would look through the door, like, and his fucking moon
My girl likes to party all the time, party all the party. Hey Rob.
he's like,
Dude, I promise you, I felt like he was making sure I was up.
Temptation,
You know what I
sing.
mean?
Whoa.
Wait, so if he had a light bulb face, like, was it a light bulb? Because was he like, did he look around? Was it illuminated?
No,
or did
that's
was he
the
like, he's
thing.
like, it's Wednesday. We're
No,
closed.
that's the thing.
Like, I don't understand.
He had a light bulb head. He had a light bulb
You
head.
would look through the door. Do you? Do you? Do you? Do you? Do you? Do you love me, Mary Jane? This is off of my single, Rob.
The reason I'm so The reason I'm so detailed about this is because I fucking looked at him like a long time one night. Like a real long time. He wasn't one of those fucking entities that fucking, blah, 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 poof, and disappeared.
That's exactly what I
he
think about
fucking hung
entity.
around, dude. Like, he had shit to do. Like,
Rob, you know I'm working on an album with the
You mean
OJs.
he didn't have shit to do because he was hanging around just messing with
Yeah, he
you?
really didn't
dude,
have
he
anything
was
to do.
fucking with me so hard, man. Like, I know that.
The width is
No
so
homo.
important every time you say those sentences.
What, hey, what did he, specifically?
I learned that from New York. Like, I said, he was fucking with me so hard.
Darkness.
In New York, you got to say no homo after that for some reason.
That's crazy.
Only in New York City.
No.
Only in
yeah.
New York City.
So, okay, but specifically, what specific actions did he do?
He literally, like, first
Check
he
out
would,
this bass line, Rob.
first he would, like,
He's
first
like,
he would,
I got an idea. And his head lit up brighter.
first he would look in.
Been sitting on
like-
there for 5
That's
minutes.
a really good one.
No, first he would look in.
Oh, filament me in.
He
Oh,
would
that
look
was
in,
dumb.
and he would make sure that I'm up. Like, for some reason. Like,
You say that as if you knew that sometimes he looked and you weren't up.
because I felt that shit in my dreams. Like, he was fucking there.
Would he just like come in and be like, I really want to love you, Rob?
You don't understand, man.
Ebony eyes. I'm singing a bunch of Rick
First
James
of
songs
all,
that nobody knows
I
what they
take,
are.
first of all,
You've ran out of the 4 Rick James songs everyone
That you
knows.
all-
first and foremost, I take entities and ghosts serious. Like, I don't play about that shit.
That-
So, like,
That's true, ladies and gentlemen. He takes entities and ghosts, poltergeists and spooks. I don't
dude,
know
I
what
did
else.
research on that shit.
Specters.
That shit will stick to you.
Hey,
It'll
hey!
stick to you.
When he's talking about specters, you shut the fuck up. All right?
Phil Spector.
Phil Spector.
A second example.
They could be called. They could be called spooktrometer.
What I'm
Right?
saying is, I'm probably fucking saving
James
lives.
Bond altered
I'm fucking Ethan Hawke saving lives up in here, not taking.
Arlen Spector.
So
That's
look,
the only Spectors
so
we know.
basically this fucking
Hamlet's
thing,
dad.
can I tell you what it does?
G Scoob.
I'm trying to get to what it does. So this fucking thing, right? He looks in,
Okay. All
then he
right.
makes sure I'm up.
Is
And
there
I'm-
any cocaine in the room, Rob?
So I got the
I have to
covers.
finish this demo.
So I got the covers up to my neck. And I'm looking at him like, and I look at my sister, and she's fucking sound asleep, like
Right.
fucking nothing's not a
Exactly.
worry in the world, right?
She was one of the Mary Jane girls at that point. You can't resist Rick James at that point. She was knocked out.
So fuck this dude. He had leather pants on, and then he had like a fucking like a net red shirt, like a see-through. Like
This is Rick James. All right. Can we just say this is Rick James that you saw at your house?
What part of this was Raggedy
Your
Ann?
dad was friends with Rick James.
Every detail you add is farther from Raggedy Ann.
Your dad would have. Listen. All right, I'm putting it together now.
At 5
all right?
years old,
Wait a minute.
Had green hair and a top
literally
hat.
didn't know who Rick James was.
Right.
Had
It
no
doesn't
fucking
matter.
clue.
It doesn't matter. Listen, I put it all together, all right? Your dad was friends with Rick James. He would have these massive cocaine parties, and Rick James would come by, and he would celebrate,
And he
Hello,
put on a light
bitches.
bulb Raggedy Ann head.
right? And then he would come up and say, he's like, oh, man, Rick, go up and say, what's up to my kids? My daughter's always sleeping. My son's always up. Can you just go give him some words of encouragement in case he wants to do something with?
Here's the thing. It was
But
the
first peek in a bunch.
I'll do whatever you want of me, Rob's dad. And he would go up, also fuck your couch.
Here-
And he would
here's-
go up.
Here's one flaw with that theory. It was the 80s. Leather
It was
pants,
the 80s.
red net shirt doesn't narrow it down to Rick James.
Right.
That's the.
It could
no,
have been
would.
LL Cool J.
It could have been.
Could have been
It
LL
could
Cool
not have
J.
been
It
LL
could
Cool
have
J.
been a raggedy
No,
Rick James.
No, I have to disagree with that because LL Cool J was wearing polos and just jeans in the 80s.
He had some leather red.
No, he,
He
didn't.
owned
was
them, but he
wearing
didn't wear 'em.
tracksuits.
In the I'm Bad video,
All
he
I'm
crushed
saying
the
is
jelly
this.
bean.
Don't you finger LL Cool J when it's
LL
clearly
Cool
Rick
J came
James.
straight from shooting
Give
that
you
video to
issues.
your dad's cocaine party.
Right.
He was like, fuck yeah, I'm bad. Crushed that jelly bean.
Rob.
My dad knew how
We're
to
in a-
party is what I'm
We're in
saying.
a room of.
Like,
I know. We're in a room full of younger white people. They have no idea what we're talking
because
about.
they don't know what the 80s were like.
All they know is that our dads were there.
Dude, in the 80s, you could party hard.
You could, with your kids in the house, apparently.
So,
And the police were like, nobody cares.
Hey, thanks
No,
for
they
coming to the
didn't care.
Coke party. Hope you don't mind the sleeping kids on the couches.
first of all, we
Hopefully
stayed,
the slight walls around them are enough to muffle their sleeping sounds.
Reaganomics. I don't know.
first of all, we
Coke.
stayed in a neighborhood.
Did you bring the envelopes of marijuana? Thank you.
Okay, let's let
Rob,
let
finish.
Rob get like
whatever
two
this
more
thing
details
is.
out, and then we'll interrupt 100 more times.
So, first of all, we stayed in a neighborhood where, yeah, right, the police are going to show up. And secondly, when he stuck his fucking head in, after that, he would dance in like.
No, he didn't.
I
None
swear
of
to
this
God.
is true.
I s-
God damn it, man. Are you serious? This is like watching Fox News. It is
I
ridiculous.
swear to God, as God is my witness, he will fucking be like, eh.
So you
Like-
telling me that Rick James would come over to your fucking house and jitterbug into your room? Nobody jitterbugs.
He's that guy. He's that.
I'll also give you Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown.
Now I'm just picturing that guy that dances at the end of the Chappelle show every time.
No, he wasn't doing no fucking like shit. He was like, yeah, like he knew this was the party room. Like, ah,
But it was not the party room.
fuck no,
that
it
was
wasn't
downstairs
the
with the
party room.
cocaine.
The whole time he's just trying to get you into the cherry popping daddies. No!
That's the 90s, Kenny.
It's a fad. Ah!
So I would be laying in my bed, and I don't know if any of you have ever felt this. Like, have you ever been like at home by yourself or like in your bed
And
or
Rick
something?
James come in
and
for no reason?
You're sitting down, and you feel like an indenture, like come down, like
Indentured? Is that what you just said?
Indentured.
What does that
indent,
mean?
like the bed
It's like you
dents
owe a
in,
lot
like
of money
someone's
to the
sitting
people
there,
that shipped
but
you to
there's no
America.
fucking one
Do you
there.
ever feel like
Pilgrim.
you have, have you ever sat on a bed and felt like you had to work for it for 7 years until you can go? Anybody? Am I the only person?
You owed a bunch of money to another pilgrim.
So you're telling me
This is the
that-
greatest story of all time, and it makes no sense.
So what you're telling me is none of you have ever been somewhere and you felt
No.
the presence
No.
in that area
No.
immediately by you.
No.
I'm feeling
Then you're
something
lucky.
Right now.
I
never
fill up a
indentured
room.
me.
What?
It never indentured me, is what I said.
I've never felt indentured by my bed. I'll tell you that right now. And if it happened, I'd get the law involved.
Fuck you, I used the wrong word. So
And I will make you pay. I will make you pay for the rest of your life.
the fucking bed dented in. Like I'm laying in my bed as a 5-year-old child,
You couldn't
all
move.
innocent and shit, and
You couldn't move.
yeah, I can fucking move.
Right, because
You
were
could move.
I could move.
Okay, what?
You were laying down in your bed, couldn't
And
move.
he sat on my bed.
Listen,
I felt
Rob.
my bed crease in like someone sitting on this motherfucker.
You were sitting on the bed.
No,
Hey, listen, Rob,
meant
Rob.
in addition
My
to
crease
him.
is already
Rob,
there.
Rob,
like
Rob,
my
Rob.
shit is already filled in.
Rob,
like I got all my
listen,
shit together.
Rob,
I already creased the
Rob,
I already creased the bed, baby.
Rob. The ghost was in you the whole time.
He wasn't in
understand?
me.
You understand?
It's like the end of Space Jam.
Remember when you saw 2 sets of footprints on the bed? That was just you. That was
you
Rob,
carrying
I'm
the
on
ghost.
your side. I
That
don't
was
like that
you
either.
carrying.
This
you.
ain't that.
Also
what I'm
carrying
telling you
Jesus.
is, somebody out there in that audience that felt that fucking fucking.
Who's felt indentured?
Who here is laid on the bed and felt somebody else laying next to you?
or presence next to
A
you.
presence.
Thank you.
Well, they're both raising their hands. That's each other. You're
They were
just
sleeping
feeling
next
each
to each
other,
So we've
laying
already-
next
so
to
they're
each
done.
other.
They're done. All right. They're out of this story now because they were just laying in the same bed together.
See, that's how they discredit the believers. They crack some fucking joke.
Yeah, you discredit
and
it with the
now all of a
facts.
sudden you're a wacko. You know what I mean? They're like, ha 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 ha.
I'll put it like this.
You
Wait.
can't criticize us for cracking jokes. It's a comedy show.
Also, you had your ghost jitterbugging in at the end of the night. Why am I the fucking bad guy?
Can I help it if my entity can dance? It's not
Oh
my
my God.
fault.
I
So-
want this ghost to be real so bad.
So did the ghost come from the crack party or the cocaine party, or did he come?
He came from
Separate.
the back room.
No, wait. Also, did you see that you have never seen this ghost before you moved into this particular
Fuck
house?
no.
All right. And you were 5, so there's no way you were going around the block like asking, hey,
Nah.
is there a Raggedy Ann, Rick James looking
Yep.
ghost that lives in that house?
With a light bulb head.
I know. Cause you coked out kid. Did you get off my fucking porch right now?
So, he sat on my bed, right?
I'm gonna tell you some life lessons, Rob.
And after we get this whole story, I think we're all going to try to reenact it. Where I want to know exactly what happened, because right now a light bulb's in your room and you're
right.
just not moving.
Never
Sat on
play.
my bed.
Never play basketball with Prince, Rob.
He sat on my bed and he's like, listen, kid, the world.
No, he
is-"
didn't.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
Kenny,
No, he didn't. He
Kenny,
didn't.
the story will not move forward if you don't believe a single detail.
I'm lying. He didn't say, listen, kid. He didn't say
Your
that.
Honor, please.
What are you talking about?
Okay, he didn't
Oh,
say
sorry.
listen.
I didn't know you met all the ghosts in the 80s, Kenny.
Okay, guys, so what really happened was he sat on my bed. That part is true. He sat on my he sat on my bed, and I don't give a fuck what he was finna say. I got up, and I fucking bolted out of my room, and I ran into my parents' bedroom, and, like, I dove in between them, and, like, I'm kicking my dad. I'm like, Dad, the moon man, the moon man. So my dad,
Did this happen more than once or just once?
oh, it happened a lot of times.
Okay.
So it happened so much that my dad stopped getting up. Like, he was just like, all right, just fucking lay at the edge of the bed and shut the fuck up. Like,
This was the 80s, because at no point was he like,
Better
maybe we
couch.
should get this kid therapy. Nah, I'm just not going to get up anymore. So,
but
ignore
dude,
him.
I used to be panicking so hard. Like, you don't even understand. Like, I was frantic to the point where, like, the first time I did it, my dad, he was asleep. He woke up like, because, you know, he don't know what the fuck he is. He just woke up out of a coke binge or something. So he's like, ah! I'm like, Dad, the moon man. He
The
in my
moon
goddamn
man,
room.
I'm high on coke. What the fuck? And y'all both run out of the house. Don't forget the coke.
No.
Your dad's
So-
like, let me sleep. I just did a bunch of coke and I got to do construction on this house in the morning.
No, my dad thinks that I'm talking about an intruder. So he fucking goes in the closet, grabs his shotgun, which I've seen before. I told you the story about how he
I'm pretty
always
sure
left
you
out with a
have,
shotgun
right?
all the time.
Goes out to
All
the
right,
graveyard. Continue.
So he grabs his shotgun and he grabs me and we start going around the house like room to room like SWAT. Like and he's getting angrier and angrier as he goes into each room and finds nothing. Like
You swatted yourself.
so So he goes into like the first 3 rooms, and he gets a little angrier after the first 2. Then
Clear.
Hold on, real
Clear!
quick. Did you explain to him?
Clear!
So did you explain to him what he's looking for, or is he looking for a Raggedy Ann / Rick James / light bulb / red shirt?
Doing the
/
jitterbug.
Doing the jitterbug. Like, what is he gonna shoot? You have to know what your target is.
Probably his sister, based on coked out dude just woke
Yeah,
up and
she's
grabbed
like,
a shotgun.
freeze. She's like, what? Just,
I would if
If
I
this
had,
story-
my sister fell asleep with a bunch of straw coming out of her hands.
If this story,
Like
your sister
Raggedy
gets
Ann
shot
and-
and then she's a ghost later in the story, I'm gonna be
that's
like,
what
this
I'm
is a long
saying.
show.
If I had one wish, it wouldn't be for world peace. It would be for you to draw a picture of the Moon Man, and then your sister come walking in looking exactly like that.
And she walks like this. She's jitterbug. Because of a hip defect or something.
Hey Rob, how long is this show gonna go on? I gotta get back to sleep.
I gotta get back to your bed to put a crease in it with my butt.
So I tell my
Why
dad.
can't I have these things? Life is shit. Go ahead, Rob. I'm sorry.
So, so what happened was we searched room to room, and my father comes to the conclusion that, oh, you just saw those Christmas lights over there in this back room, and that's what you're seeing.
Your dad sounds a lot like us.
He's like,
Also, it's kind of rare that somebody who's been high on cocaine all night come to a conclusion.
no.
But it does sound like someone that wants to go back to sleep.
He investigated, and he wrapped it up real quick. He was like, yeah, what you saw was those fucking Christmas lights that are not plugged up, haven't been plugged up in ever, like
25 years.
But they were wearing leather pants and a net red shirt.
I'm Christmas lights, bitch.
So, eventually, I abandoned my room. I'm like, fuck this place. This is where he always is. He always comes here. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm sleeping in my parents' room forever. So, no fucking for you guys.
Yeah, they ain't.
So, no, I did. Like, I slept in their bed for months, and like he didn't come. And
wait, what? Whoa, wait, what? Whoa.
not
ghost.
Not my
Say
fault.
with.
Back
You
that
better
sentence
say
up.
with.
I just want to make sure I heard it.
If you don't
I
say
heard it.
with, we don't know what you're talking
I know.
about.
I just want to
Not
make.
my father, you monsters.
Hold on. The ghost
Not my
didn't
father,
come.
you monsters. Or the ghost.
He didn't say they didn't come. He
Okay,
said
I just
the
want to make
ghost
sure that I
didn't
heard
come.
context. You know what I'm saying? Because that
Monsters.
sentence did kind of run on. You know what I mean? And come was at the very end.
You guys are monsters.
Between your parents.
Inappropriate, guys. You guys are monsters.
I didn't
Context
say
clues.
It would be inappropriate.
So, I like how I said inappropriate, then rub the mic over my fucking eyes like a fucking penis.
It's not our mic, so go ahead. Rub away.
I'm like, inappropriate.
The
So,
mic is a dick.
so,
I like how there was a version of this story that was like less than 10 minutes. And that's not the one you heard.
There was no version of this story that was
Yeah.
less than 10 minutes.
This is
I promise.
probably the
dude,
most-
I promise you, when I thought of this incident, I was like, yeah, this will be a 5-minute story. I'll
No,
be
it's
quick.
not. So wait, all right. So let's move.
I'm
it
finna
forward.
wrap this shit
Go
up.
ahead,
There's not
go
much
ahead.
left.
All right, let's.
So, so like, basically, I slept in my parents' room for like 3 months, probably like 4 months, and one
You're
night,
probably just tired of the couch.
no, fuck that shit. I need to sleep where security is. So, like, I'm sleeping one night, and I like open my eyes, and all the way at the end of the hall, I see the Moon Man, and like, he's fucking doing his dance and shit, like. And
Nothing can come between us, Rob.
And-
Not even your parents.
no, me sitting down like this, doing this, is more accurate than the like typewriter MC Hammer
I don't
thing
think
I
you
was
know
doing.
what the word "more" means, because that's actually would be less accurate if he's sitting down and
Most accurate.
he was jitterbugging towards you while sitting down.
No, this is how high
Jesus
his legs
Christ,
were
Oh,
coming
that's
up.
how
what?
high he let. Okay,
Like
I
his
get
legs used to come up so high.
Like I said, Kenny hates details.
It. Oh my God.
Like he used to just be like, but he had a mean face, and like he was
It was a
coming
light
out.
bulb. Who hates light bulbs?
He was coming down the hallway like right at me. So like I'm hitting my dad like, Dad, he's coming, And, like, my father wouldn't wake up. So I'm like, oh, shit, he's coming. Like, so he gets, like, right fucking here, like, by the bed. And I'm like, Dad, he fucking here. And, like, he comes, like, to the edge of the bed, like, to where we're all, like, laying this way. He's, like, there. And I'm like, Dad, he's right there. So my dad, like, pops up out the bed and fucking falls and, like, fucks himself up, like, real bad. Like,
Wait, he popped out of bed and just hit the ground?
he, like, popped out and, like, moved forward, and there was, like, no more bed left. And he just, like, dropped down and, like...
Just like a piece of popcorn.
Wait, he ran to the front of the bed and then just dropped.
He jumped
He
out
ran
like a
where I
piece of
pointed.
popcorn.
Like, I pointed.
Flipped
and-
over. He was a letter S.
And he just ran, and I just saw, and my father, he's like 5'4" or something, like fat. So like he's like really big. So like I just saw him run and like disappear off the end of the bed.
Oh my God! Wait, did he disappear above a highway? Oh, was it Route 3? He ran down Route 3 and left.
Did he run in place for a second and then look down and fall like Wile E. Coyote?
I don't know. It was dark, but I did see his shadow like just drop, and I was thinking like, damn, the Moon Man got him, and like.
He's dancing with the Moon Man now.
Look at me. I'm the dad now.
But the last thing I want to say is, women, you're safe, because the Moon Man.
What? I don't think you know how the world works.
No.
Hey, ladies, we got rid of the Moon Man. You can walk around naked all you want.
You're fine. I used to sleep on 2 couches at the same time.
Go to your cars at midnight.
Ladies,
Moon Man's in.
you got everything else to worry about, but men got to deal with the Moon Man.
That's what I'm saying. He had no interest in women. Like, they would always be sound asleep. My mom was sound asleep when this shit was going on. My sister was sound asleep.
I think I know what happened.
I had a female cousin. She was sound asleep one time when I saw him. He doesn't want women. Like, he was just a man intimidator or something.
I think I know what happened.
And that was like the last time I saw him. But then, like, when I moved and I got older, probably like 16, like, I saw him again. Like, but
he was doing all right. He had like a job and some kids.
Oh, all right.
It's like
I had moved on and got 2 couches of my own, you know?
he comes up, he's got like a little speech written out. He's like, "Dear Rob, I did not mean to scare you.
You see
this
that
is part
ceiling?
of a 12-step program. I got to apologize to people I hurt."
You see that ceiling/roof? That's going to be yours one day, son.
No, what happened was one time I was asleep when I was 16, and like I just woke up like in a cold sweat, and he was standing at the end of my bed, and he was just looking at me like,
Rob, the Mary Jane girls are trying to come back. I'm trying to stop them.
and I said, no, I said, I'm sick of this shit, nigga. And
he was like, whoa,
oh my God, whoa, wait a minute. There's no reason.
Whoa, I'm a light bulb.
It's like, whoa.
It's been 11 years.
I'm
and
a
you're going hard.
Raggedy Ann doll. Excuse you, sir.
No, I said, I'm sick of this shit, nigga. And I jumped up and like went to attack him. And that was it. I never saw him again.
And then you ended up in the sunken place.
Wow. You defeated your poltergeist by yelling racial slurs at him.
If I had knew that when I was 5, I would have been like, I'm sick of this shit, nigga.
Thank God you didn't.
And it would have been over.
I know what. Listen, I know what happened, right?
I'm just saying. Hold on, wait. I'm not. Is that how we get rid of ghosts?
It's not. Listen.
We're not asking for permission.
I know
We're
it's
just,
listen. I know it's predominantly
all
white
I'm
people.
saying is, if you're home alone,
If
No,
you
you're
think
not.
There's a
and
ghost
there's a ghost there,
Listen,
give it a
Rob.
shot. That's
I
all
know
I'm
there
saying.
are predominantly white people in this room. If you see a ghost, you do not say the fucking N-word. You hear me? Under no
Okay,
circumstances.
good. I was okay.
Under no
You're home
circumstances.
by yourself.
And now
I don't
I
care if that
ghost,
fucking ghost
and
is
you have
Eminem.
called Ghostbusters and everything else.
Don't even say it on accident.
You went
Right?
through all
no.
options.
No. I
Because
don't care if that ghost is 50 Cent. You keep your fucking mouth shut.
Because if the ghost, if
If
it
it's
turns
clearly
out,
50 Cent, I would say 50 Cent.
I'm sick of this shit, 50 Cent.
because if the ghost turns out to just be a Klansman, that actually brings him in.
Yeah, you can say that. Or you also get a pass if it's Easy E. You can also say it if.
I'm sick of this shit, Easy E.
But no, wait. This is what I think I have. All right, so I put the story together. And I think this is what happened. All right, so you were in a house
Yep.
that your dad was renovating.
Yep.
All right, and you started seeing these apparitions. So clearly there was a
No,
gas.
I really did. I did.
I know what I'm saying is there was a gas leak in the house. There was a carbon monoxide.
No.
But for some reason, it only affected you. It made the rest of your family pass out, right? And then you were hallucinating and you saw a moon man, right? But your dad probably had a bit. Maybe the men in your family are resistant to carbon monoxide, you know? So he was able to wake up. But the women in your family, maybe on your mother's side.
What, they all died?
Exactly. No, they didn't die, right? They just slept really hard, you know? I took science classes. I know how gas works. So anyway, and so this entire time you were just poisoned by carbon monoxide. And so instead of getting a carbon monoxide monitor like you should, like your dad, he was just like, my son's crazy. I have a shotgun and a lot of cocaine. Let's go.
So how do you explain the time I was
just did.
I was on 2048 Russell. That's where I used to live in Soulard. And it was this big-ass apartment. And I was in the back smoking weed.
Was that
one time.
Wait a minute. Whoa. Wait a minute. Back up. Stop the white van that's driving too fast. You just said you was smoking marijuana and you saw ghosts.
No, I didn't actually see a
I
ghost.
once smoked marijuana and saw my entire life flash before my eyes. So there you go.
No, dude, I was on my little
That's when he had a heart attack.
I was on my little
Right.
back. I was on my little back deck. It was like a closed-in deck, the kind that's closed in with a roof over it. And
Look at
But
that.
no
Look at
ceiling,
that.
just a roof.
You're like, I'm never going to be without a roof ever again.
my life, motherfucker. So like, there's two doors. There's a door to the deck, and then there's a door to the living room, and then another door to the kitchen, all in the same room. So
Sounds like a scary room. You're like, ah!
That sounds like
Going
the,
to eat or go side?
that sounds like the Saw maze.
So no, I get to the point where I talk to the ghost. Like I tell them, like, long as you don't fuck with me, like you don't touch me, you can move whatever the fuck you want to move in here. But as long as you don't touch me personally, I won't leave. You'll always have some place to stay, and you won't be a fucking homeless ghost.
He was following you.
Because why don't ghosts flip the script and fucking be good ghosts? Because what happens to bad ghosts?
How do you know he wasn't a bad ghost? How do you know he wasn't a good
He
didn't do
seems
anything
like a
to you.
pretty good ghost if he was
Yeah.
like, I'll listen to your terms.
Awesome. All right.
He did.
He
He
was-
never touched me.
How many ghosts try to jitterbug before they kill you?
Dude, like,
Zero.
That sounds like something out of The Shining.
I'm saying, like,
They
if
were
some weird
jitterbugging
shit
in the
goes on,
ballroom.
Here's
try
Johnny.
talking to him like a fucking normal adult.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, maybe some shit will get done.
And
But
see-
anyway, in this instance,
And then that ghost did no chores.
Didn't do anything. Didn't pay his rent.
Ghost, you better mop that fucking bathroom before I get back. But no, what happened was,
Or
Hey,
I'll
ghost.
kill you.
Ghost, put up your waifu pillow.
no, it just closed some doors. Like, I'm smoking some weed in the back. And, like,
Just so you know, though, drugs are involved in pretty much this entire story. Please continue.
This is the same ghost, right?
I don't know. I think it's just the entity following me.
Okay.
So, like, the door closed on this
What
side. So
did it
then,
look
like, I didn't give a fuck because I don't got nothing to do with that.
I know.
So
this
I
is
kept
my house.
smoking.
I pay rent.
And
I'm also smoking a lot of weed. Go
so
ahead.
then, just to make sure that it knew that I knew that it knew, it slammed another fucking door. Like, the two adjoining doors right there were slammed. And I just kept smoking weed as long as it didn't touch me.
You were just smoking weed and freaking out.
Dude.
I don't know why that can't be the end of the story. That's a great story.
No, it is.
Right?
Actually, when
I
I,
like
said
how-
that, I said, you know, I'm sick of this shit, nigga. That was the end of the story.
Oh my God, this is
So
progressive.
I'm Rob T, guys.
Rob
Thank
T,
you guys
Rob
for
T,
Rob T.
Oh my!
Appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Rob.
Thank you all for hanging through that shit.
And let's hear it one more time for all our storytellers tonight. Oh my God.
Oh wow, that was fucking amazing. That could have been the whole fucking show.
I hope everyone goes home and finds a ghost in their house and gets really scared.
I
Pretty
hope I
much.
see that Rick James ghost.
I hope I see that
Researched
Raggedy
the
Ann
Moon
ghost.
Man. I researched the Moon
It
Man,
was the same ghost.
and I found a few variations.
No, you
of
didn't. You didn't find any
Scary
of that.
tales. I did.
There's
Like,
a real moon man.
There's some creepy shit out
You
there.
just went to Rick James' Wikipedia page.
Okay, guys, if you want to hear more about the Moon Man and my scary encounters, I'll be in the back drinking
Visit
beer and shit.
www.pornhub.com. One of our main sponsors. Thank you very much. That's the show.
The show, hey. Bobby, you got anything coming up? Do you want to plug? Any
Yeah, it was
shows?
showing Alabama on Friday. If anyone wants to drive 6.5 hours.
There you go.
You can see me on Fox 2 News in the morning.
Hey.
Every
all
morning
that.
or tomorrow?
Every morning or tomorrow. Every morning?
Bye.
Hey, bye guys.
Just tomorrow.
Thanks for coming out.
Just tomorrow.
Never.